Howard 101 presents The Jay Thomas Show. Call 888-STERN-101. The Jay Thomas Show. This is The Jay Thomas Show on Howard 101.
Hi, the Jay Thomas Show, Howard 101. Shirley and Madison are in the studio back in New York. I'm coming to you from California. Garrett Andritz is producing the thing. Sean Kelly he's not around today. The big whatever he does answers the phones. Who's answering the phones?
We have a gentleman by the name of Kevin Kraft, who works for the Stern Show and does some Bubba stuff, and he's a good kid. And he's aspiring to be like a jackass type star, where he does a lot of stunts on videos, and he has his own DVD that he puts out there.
Hold on. Let's bring the new young talent. Let's bring the new young talent to the microphone.
So nice and polite and quiet.
Kevin Kraft, and he wants to be like the jackass guys.
Just a good word there, Jay.
Hey, well, good morning, Kevin. You're already got that enthusiasm, and I'll decide whether you're any good or not. That's the thing. People are, hey, he's a great guy and all that, and I always hate that. It's like, let me decide whether the person's great or not, So the jackass thing, you want to be kicked by a mule? You want to jump into a pool of alligators and stuff? What are some of the things you've done to be like the jackass guys?
Set fireworks off in my crotch.
Wow.
What?
Get hit with stun guns. Got hit by a car.
Why?
How fast was the car going when it hit you?
Probably like 25.
And where did you stand exactly? Where did you, what position were you in? What safety did you take? What sort of safety?
I think he wore a blazer for that stunt.
Yeah, there's not really any safety precautions going on.
So
that's more of like a hobby, though. That's kind of like just a thing I do as a goof with my buddies. I'm really not delusional enough to think that I'm going to make a living off that one day.
Well, it's already been done. That's a sad thing. It's already been done. But the things that you try to do, well, let's go to the car thing first of all. Did you stand in the middle of the street and the car struck you head on, or?
Yeah.
Did you try
to jump?
No.
Jump up on? Did you have a helmet? No helmet.
No helmet.
Did you dive into it like with your shoulder or?
No. You gotta try to jump a little bit beforehand. That way it just nails your legs and you land on the hood.
But 25 miles an hour is how they test, crashing into all of that. They go 25 miles an hour. Like this morning. This morning I ran into a wall back in my car out at 1 in the morning in California and rammed into a wall, being chased by a husband, and was leaving a building, and I ran right into the wall and smashed the thing. But the thing is that it doesn't take much. So when you did it, and you jumped up, was it a successful thing? Did you cut something? Did you break anything?
No. I walked away fine.
Wow. And where can we see this stuff?
That's not up, but there's a MySpace page we have set up at www.myspace.com/slowchildrenvideos. There's a shot of me blowing my nuts up with fireworks.
Now what is that
set my head on fire.
Are you naked when you do this?
Set your head on fire.
No, I got into a man thong.
You got into a man thong and you put like a cherry bomb in your ass?
No, it was like an
M80 up your ass?
A strip of firecrackers. And
that could have caused you never to have children again.
That was a close one because it blew lots and lots of big holes in the actual man thong. So I could have only imagined what would have happened if I put it on my bare penis.
I have a theory that, if you're willing to do that to your balls, then it's probably good that kids aren't coming into the world from your balls.
Excellent
especially,
point.
because...
Now, Kevin, so now you let the car hit you. Then are you the only one, or do you have a team like the...
Yeah, the rest of them go, Kevin, do this.
Midget.
And then he's like, all right, I'll do it.
You gotta have a midget, Kevin.
midgets are hard to come by these days.
Really?
Tell me about it.
They got all these unions and shit.
But midgets are booked. So you put it on YouTube. You work at Howard 101 and all. And has anybody thought about hiring you? Or you? I mean, I don't quite get why you do the stunt if the jackass guys have already done it and thousands of other people are doing it too.
We started doing it before Jackass was on the air.
Oh, sure you did.
I swear. I have footage of me from when I was 16 doing stuff.
So why didn't you make it?
Now?
Yeah, why didn't you make it is the problem. It's like what made Johnny Knoxville and those guys make it, and you and is it you or just you and your group?
It's a group, but Knoxville...
The Slow Children didn't make it.
Knoxville and those guys, Knoxville's been doing it for a while, and he actually was doing stunts for Big Brother magazine. It's like a skateboarding magazine that they would put out on video. So they were doing that stuff for a while, but it wasn't mainstream and not that many people knew about it.
But
I thought you said you were doing it before. They had a foot in the door. They had
foots in the door.
Feet in the door. Foots in the door. They had foots in the door.
Bam's a pro skater. A lot of those guys were pro snowboarders and stuff. Like everybody had their own thing that got them into Jackass.
All right. Okay. Great. Well, the odd thing is that I guess I don't understand. It's some sort of masochism, and it's also like a bit of a death threat and stuff. Were you beaten by your parents? Did something happen to you at the house? Because I can't understand how you go from a normal family, and then you try and jump on the hood of the car and light firecrackers in your lap and all of that. What happened at the house?
Family life was good.
No.
I got cool parents.
No. That's a lie. It's an absolute lie.
He just wants to be famous in a cheap and easy way.
But that's
exactly. Thank you, Madison.
That's so weird. It's not fame. It's stupidity. I know Johnny Knoxville did well,
He's look at Bam. Bam's got his own.
That group is fine. That midget's kind of famous too. I don't know the midget's name, but
Wee Man.
There you go. That midget is famous, and then all the other people are just.
We're supposed to call them midgets.
Well, I don't think Wee Man's that much flattering. That much more flattering.
Little people. Yeah. I don't know what. You know what? There's really no way to sugarcoat because you're not tall enough to get into most rides at most.
Let me tell you something. Somebody in the Sirius hallway the other day used the retard word and.
One of the executives get mad at him, did he?
One of the talk show hosts, a woman, she was just screaming the word retard, which you all know is I hate that word. I don't use that word.
A woman walked in the halls of Sirius Satellite yelling retard.
I told Garrett the whole story. She was talking about Sarah Palin's baby. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
I'll tell you in the break.
Yeah. And she was yelling retard.
She was calling the baby that little retard.
Wow.
That's terrible. That's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
You know? But I do like it when you're with a guy.
Unfortunately, I had a tape recorder in my bra, so I'll bring her down.
You know what's funny is when you're walking around with somebody and all of a sudden you hear a guy go, "Hey, Trig, what are you doing over there?" like that. So the name already is being used.
Oh.
Yeah, that's already.
But you know what? He's not retarded. He's
a Down syndrome child. Yeah, and they're special kids too. I know people they're like happy all the time.
That's horrible. You don't use the word retard, especially when you're a woman in your 60s.
No, absolutely not. Not in the hallway anyway. Mm-hmm.
Not in the hallway. No way. No.
You do it privately. You do it privately.
Privately.
Yeah. You go in the bathroom and you knock
naked.
you knock on the thing. You go, "Hey, Shuli," when you're in the bathroom together. "Hey, Shuli, retard," like that. Right. You whisper it. Can't say it out loud.
To quote a great line from The Office, you don't call retarded person a retard. You call your friends retard.
That's right.
When was that line?
That's right.
It's when they thought that one of the guys was retarded.
There was a great line last night. I performed my own circumcision. Remember that one?
Kevin Kraft, congratulations. You're doing well. You're on MySpace.
He's more exciting than Sean, I'll tell you that.
Slow
no boring
children
ass
videos.
pictures.
Oh, but Sean's funny because he's such a communist.
Yeah, but Sean, I want to hit with a car. Kevin is willing to get hit by a car.
So what's the worst injury you had, Kevin?
Ooh, good question.
I sprained my ankle and tore like 3 of the muscles in my foot once.
Doing what?
And broke jumping off my friend's roof. And then I broke my foot and I got burned pretty bad once. I set my pubes on fire. And I got like 2nd-degree burns all over my crotch.
Why? Wow. Why do you do this?
Well, I was just dumb.
I was like a bottle of Jack Daniels deep, though.
Oh, you were drunk doing it.
But you look like you're 16.
All right.
I know. That's the good part. You see, no one suspects it when they look at me. Everybody thinks I look 16 when I'm 26, and that's
But then he
the best,
shows an arm of tattoos, and you're like, wait a minute.
All right.
It's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then today you'll be answering the phone, so it's not. I don't think. Why don't you just hit yourself in the head with the phone a few times? I don't know what to. I can't offer you a lot of excitement here today, but thanks for helping.
While I'm sitting over there, I'll just punch myself in the nuts every 5 minutes.
Yeah, just hit yourself in the nuts every few minutes. I have no interest in injuring myself. I don't even like rough sex. I mean, I don't like anybody to even get on top. I'm afraid that if they get on top and they get going, that big thick ass muscle is going to hit my penis and bend it. So I'm always nervous that okay, now let's not get over enthusiastic about this. We're only going to do this for 6 strokes and then we're going to stop it. Okay?
Jay's the only guy in the middle of sex going, calm down, relax.
I want you. Here's the one I like. Hey, what's with the spanking? What are we nuts?
Whoa, Nelly, whoa.
Stop it. Yeah, we gotta we don't want to be pinching anybody.
Easy, Tiger.
Hold
Where
on
is Sean
now.
Kelly?
He's resting. I don't know, someplace. I don't know what he does.
He's resting comfortably?
We don't ask. What's so funny is I don't care if people leave early. I don't care if they go on vacation.
I know, you really don't.
I don't. And you know what? But I let people go, and this happened to Shuli. He said, I'm going to leave early or whatever, and he did. You got in all kind of trouble, didn't you? They called you in an office and everything? And
yeah, I got in trouble.
Said something to you. I guess
probably
you don't want
not
to
supposed to be talking about that.
Well, probably not. But the thing is that they called me up, and they said, hey, he left early. I said, hell, I didn't even notice it. I guess. It's okay with me as long as you do your work.
And here's the real important part, Jay. Yeah. The lesson that I learned. Mm-hmm. That will never happen again.
Never.
It will not happen again.
Ever.
And something? They called me and they said, it can't happen again. And I said, I couldn't agree more. I don't even know who I was talking to. Right. I couldn't agree more. Right. People call up all the time. They're very important people.
Sure.
But I don't ask where you're going. I don't care when it's your birthday. I don't care what happened to your family. I don't want to hear any...
Wow, you're selfish.
To me, Jay is normal. See, this to me is normal. This is how everyone should be in life. People need to know too much shit about other people.
Yeah, but you should care if somebody, hi, my dad died.
I don't want to hear it. You know what? You need off?
Why you
need off?
Right, why you got to bum him out with bad news?
Because I'd like a condolence card and some flowers.
No.
Well, how's that going to change anything?
Here's what I do. Watch this.
Very cold.
Taking off Tuesday. Taking off Tuesday. Someone says, why? You know what? I just need off for Tuesday. I don't need to tell you where I'm going. I don't need to tell you. I don't know why
I take it I won't be getting flowers and a phone call when I'm getting my face fixed.
No, absolutely
Nothing.
not.
I got an email on Tuesday saying Jay will be out Wednesday. Did I email anybody back and ask
why? What could he be doing? What's he up to? What's happening? I'm going to lie anyway. What difference does it make?
I knew what you were up to.
Here's the thing.
Dr. Phil.
That's right. But watch this. Here's the thing.
How'd it go?
Great. Here's the thing. You should never, ever make it sound like when you take a day off that you're doing something frivolous. And so if somebody asks me, I'm going to tell a huge lie. Someone says, hey, you're taking the 3 days off. What's going on? Instead of saying, I'm going to hang around, go to the beach, I'm going to take some time off, you go, oh, I have 3 days of meetings, unbelievable meetings, and then I have a thing on my back. So I got 3 days of meetings, and I got a thing on my back. And now it's it's important. When people call you and you're like, I play golf, I hang out, I'm having lunch or whatever. When someone calls me, I'm never doing any of those things. They go, what are you doing? I go, you know what? I'm in a meeting right now. What's going on? Never, ever, ever say that you're relaxing. It doesn't sound good. I don't know why, but it doesn't sound good.
I got a great story for you. A guy who works for Howard TV, one of the cameramen, this guy Brian Phelan, right? He gets sent on, these shoots, out of state, and he had
very important.
Sure. And he had an opportunity to go cover Artie's trip to Afghanistan to entertain the troops. And he also had an opportunity to go to Amsterdam for a bachelor party. Mm-hmm. So he's a married man with kids. He's got to okay this with his wife. So what does he do? He walks up to her and he says, so listen, we got a couple shoots coming up. Mm-hmm. One, we're going to Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. And the other one is to Amsterdam. And what does the wife do? She looks right up. She goes, you're not going to Afghanistan. Are you crazy?
Oh.
You're a father. You got children. You're not going to a war zone.
I figured she would say you're not going to Amsterdam.
Well, if there was no Afghanistan, she would.
Nice!
She would. That's my point.
Me.
That's my point. You see? The man is smart enough to know you put something up there that you know she won't go with.
Brilliant.
And then you put something up that you really want.
Brilliant.
Well, the getting killed thing, they're not really worried about you. They're afraid that paycheck is going to stop. I mean, that's
so true.
I've never done anything dangerous, but if I ever announce that something bad, it'll be like, well, what are you doing that for? And I'll make up a number. I'll make $10,000. That's what I'm doing it for. And so that's how I get it. Like, where are you going this weekend? I've got a $10,000 gig. That's why. I got I'll make up a number. I'll make up anything. To say that you're just going to go hang out with some friends someplace, just is stupid to say. You should never be relaxing. People don't like it when you relax. They don't like it when you are just going to hang out and have a good time. It doesn't work. I'm leaving today, and I'm coming to New York, but I'm going to stop a few places before I get there, right? Everywhere I'm stopping, I told my wife I have a job almost everywhere I'm stopping.
You're not going to have fun anywhere today. That's
why do you
the
lie to your
you
wife,
send.
though? You can lie to,
Because it's called
What do you
marriage.
think they're for?
It's
exactly.
Called marriage.
What are you, nuts?
You really, you make me feel so jaded and cynical.
Well, this is a private thing, okay? Look, I got my wife XM so she wouldn't listen to the show, and now we friggin' merged. So now she's in there dialing, trying to buy the
she's
buy
not
the
listening
thing.
to this. I mean, it's 4
So when we go out of town, my wife go with me sometimes, and we went out of town last week, and we have this woman that has been working for us for years. She was the preschool teacher and the whole thing, shaved head, tattoos, the whole deal, and taught the kids at preschool, and then would babysit for us and travel with us and live with us, and a very nice woman. So we leave her there so the kids don't do anything. So the kids are 18 and 15, and we go off and we come back, and all of a sudden there's a big meeting upstairs with the 18-year-old or the 17-year-old and the woman who she's like 30 or something like that. She confesses that while she was watching them, she smoked dope with them while she was. I know. And so, as I'm being told this...
Wait a minute. She didn't charge you extra for that, did she?
Oh, no. In fact, here's the funny part. We tried to pay her...
When was this? When was she smoking dope with them?
Last weekend. We had gone off to New Orleans.
You still have a nanny?
No, it's like a person to make sure that nothing happens.
Yeah, that the cops and the feds don't roll up to the house.
Why would you have a shaved, tattooed woman in her 30s watching?
Well, it's grown out about an inch. It's grown out about an inch. She's been with us forever, like 10, 12 years, right? And she works all over the place. So, and she's a Buddhist and the whole thing, and the kids know her, and she just kind of, make sure everybody is cool and they get fed, and one doesn't drive, and so I guess these guys came over and they're all sitting around. Somebody breaks out a joint and says, do you mind if we smoke it or whatever? So they smoke it.
Is it cool if we light
Well, here's the weird thing. She got guilty, and she decided to confess, right? And my 18-year-old, of course, now I have to feign anger. Here's the thing. When I catch him with that, damn it! What the? This is what I say to them. All you have in this world is your word. That's all you have.
Ooh, that's a
and
good
here's
one.
another one you do. I can't tell you how disappointed I am.
That's a really good one. That's a good one.
And what's funny is my kids are like smiling because they're waiting for me to like make a joke, and I go, I'm not kidding. I am disappointed like that.
You ever think
they both smoked dope with her?
No, the little one didn't, but he was punished for a month about 6 months ago.
Remember.
So he comes out of the room and goes, well, how much time is he going to get? I said, no, wait a minute now. The nanny smoked dope with him. We're having trouble figuring out what the punishment ought to be. So I said to the 17-year-old, I said, what were you thinking? He goes, well, she said it was okay.
Do you ever think he was smiling because the giggles were still kicking in for him?
Yeah. So they all smoked the dope and all. So now my wife emails the parents of the other 3 kids. Oh, it's all bad.
Oh, there are other kids there.
Oh, emails them all. And I said, you're going to make this look like a pot den when everybody leaves town.
Yeah.
It's the confessing I just don't get.
I'm with you.
When I was a kid, you would do something. We used to go over to a friend's house, and he had this maid named Eva, and she would jerk us off and stuff when we went over there, right?
What?
I didn't confess to anybody about that. I didn't.
Oh my God!
I know.
Her job is about cleaning. She's helping.
She would be ironing, and my friend David, he'd go in and go, Eva, show.
How old were you?
We were like 14, and Eva would lift her dress up, and
God.
I remember that she was shaved down there, and I never saw it. I never saw anything, and so I would examine it like a doctor, I'd be looking at it, what's all of that?
Eva, rapido el prico.
And she would say,
"You're kidding, right?"
No, I'm not kidding at all. And she would say,
"Lot goes on in the bayou."
No, you know what she said? She said, "Whatever you do, you never let a man put his mouth down there." And I'm thinking, I have no plans of doing that anyway.
Yeah, look at that thing.
When you're a kid and you hear somebody, pees out of something, you're not going to be,
Step aside. Let me get through. Can't wait to taste this.
Let me get in there to the maid's vagina. Let me get in there and get a little bite of that.
All I need is one warning on where the bad part of town is, and you won't see me strolling through there anytime soon.
Oh, come on.
But we didn't confess to anybody. We didn't even tell anybody. I mean, it was like such a secret. And he would say
that's what you do when you know something's wrong, when you feel deep down inside that if you tell anyone this, you're going to be in trouble. So you shut the fuck up and you move on with life.
Every horrible thing my kids have done, they have confessed to us eventually.
That's wonderful.
What pussies?
Good. That's great.
No, I have to tell you what it is. It's this thing I do. All you have is your word.
That's great.
Like my dad would say that to me. He would go, "Now remember, John."
It didn't work with him.
"All you have is your word." And I would say, "Yes, sir, I know." "All right, now tell me the truth." And I go, "Nothing happened."
Now,
he would say, "I'm going to beat you anyway." He would say this to me.
Well,
I'm going to beat you anyway.
You're going to get busted. Like when a cop says, "Just be honest with me." What? Like he's not going to give you a ticket?
I did lie. I went out to dinner one night, and I had, wine and drinks and the whole thing. And I'm driving in Malibu. It's pitch dark. It's like midnight, pitch dark. And I'm weaving all over the road. Nobody's around. And I'm actually fooling around with the lines and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the darkest spot by the ocean, the cops pull me over. So I get out of the car, and I've had wine and the whole deal. And what they do is they do this friendly thing. Now I'm eating mints and the whole thing. And I get out and put my hands up and do all the things. And they go, "Okay, step around the side of the car." And so the guy says to me, where you been tonight? I said, I was in, I was in Santa Monica tonight. And of course, I didn't say I was just hanging out. He said, "What are you up to?" I said, "I'm an actor. I was doing Special Victims Unit."
Ooh.
And he goes, we watch that all the time, don't we, Mick? Big fans like that. "You an actor?" I go, "Yeah." And he puts a flashlight in my face, and they don't recognize me. So
do Hamlet if you're an actor.
And he goes like this. He goes, so you're just getting off of work? Are you tired? I said, "No, I feel great." He goes, "Well, you were going over the lines back there." And he goes like this. He goes, "Hey," he turns to his buddy, I think I smell some alcohol," like that. And I'm standing there, He says, "Where did you eat tonight? Where did you go to eat?" I said, "I went to Hal's on Electric Avenue," like that. And the guy says, "I know Hal's." And I'm like an idiot thinking that they're my buddies. He goes, "That food's great there." He says, "They have a great wine list, don't they?" This is a Malibu cop.
These are really nice, pleasant cops.
And I said, "Yes, they know. They're trying to catch me."
They're digging.
He says, "Yes, they do." He says, "Did you have a glass of wine there tonight?" And I went, I said, "No, I didn't." He says, "So you went to Hal's, you had a full meal, and you didn't drink anything?" And I said, "No, I didn't."
When he repeats it's to let you hear how stupid your story sounds.
So then I had to put my finger on my nose.
Right.
And I had to hold my arms out, and I walked in a straight line and all of that stuff. And the guy goes, "Well, you know what? I think maybe that smell might be here in the woods here, or whatever it is." He's smelling it like that. Mm-hmm. So the guy says to me, "You know what? We're the guys that caught Mel Gibson." That's what he said to me.
Right.
And I said, "You're the Jewish highway patrolman?" He says, "No, I wasn't with him. Was with that guy that night." I said, he's the only Jew in the highway patrol? He said he is. He's like the only Jewish guy in the highway patrol. Mel started all of this Jewish stuff, you know, putting him down and all that. And he said, you know, we had to take him in. We couldn't, you know, we had to. He got crazy with us. He said, I'm sure glad we didn't have to take whoever you are in. That's what he said to me.
That's great.
Yeah, so they let me go. But
I love those cops.
You know what? They can be very nice. But he was trying to catch me saying I had one and the whole deal.
I went out with a cop the other night, a second date, and he told me he pulls over. You know, when he pulls people over, he writes up the pretty girls, and the fat girls he gives them a break and he lets them go
because they're ugly and they don't get
any.
Big
and he said
one.
a really nice thing to me. He's like, "You're one of the hot ones. You wouldn't get away with it." And I was like, "Oh, God bless."
You know, there are these women that like cops. I've never understood.
No, I don't. He's a lieutenant. He doesn't normally go out. He's usually in the office.
He's the one with the foot fetish. Have you heard about this guy, Shirley?
Oh yeah.
Foot fetish.
I
nice
didn't.
Guy.
He didn't. He
hadn't done it yet.
He tried to come upstairs the other night, and I didn't let him. He just had a really nice dinner.
Did he want to? Does he just look at your feet all the time?
No. He just wanted to. He just wanted to like mess around and touch my boobs, and I just wasn't. I was really tired the other night.
Does he have the handcuffs and the gun and the whole thing?
He does, but he didn't bring them. He didn't bring them.
Can I ask you a question, Jay? A woman says, listen, you got on a date with a woman, right?
I really was tired.
Hold on.
Does he have the handcuffs and the gun?
He's got a few guns, and he's very good in the stock market, which
one's
is a
always
big
loaded.
turn on.
So you go out with a chick. It's the end of the night. You're at your place. Let's say she's about to leave.
I have a roommate now, though, Shuli.
Excuse me. And
Can I touch them?
And she says, can we just go in and mess around? I just want to touch your balls a little bit. In what world does a guy look at her and go, man, I'm really tired?
A guy who doesn't like the girl.
I'm really tired.
See, I'm not exactly sure. Jay, I got to tell you this. Can I tell you this plastic surgeon story? It'll take 1 minute.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What are you getting done now?
I'm getting a chin implant and lipo in my neck.
You're having the fat sucked out of your neck.
Yeah, exactly. The fat sucked out of my neck. So I go in the other day, Dr. I won't say his name.
For all the guys that have been masturbating to Madison.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
Listen. I go in. He's extremely handsome, my plastic surgeon, and just sexy. And I have a crush on him. So I go in, and he shakes my hand, and I'm like, I'm nervous. You know, are your hands steady? And he laughs. And I sit down, and I meant to say, I want you to suck all the fat out of my neck. And I go, Jesus. I want you to fuck all the fat out of my neck. And then I caught myself, and he looked down, and I looked down, and I went, oh, Freudian slip. Sorry about that. And then he had his hand on my thigh a couple times.
Ooh.
Now, there's no nurse in there with you?
No, we were just discussing. He was touching because he's fixing my nose again too. It's a little crooked.
Yeah. When your patient says "fuck the fat in my neck," you send the nurse out to go do something else.
So he was feeling my nose, and then he's like, "Okay, I want you to." He's like, "I want you to just look at me. Just look at me." And
you had to stare right in his eyes.
I had to stare right at his eyes, and I started to laugh. I was like, "I can't do this." And he's like, just come on. He's like, put his hand on
Did you say, I want you to put it in my nose?
Yeah.
He just put his hand
You know
on
that old joke, don't you?
I want you to come on validate my parking. Sorry.
I want you to fuck the fat out of my neck.
Well, there's that joke where the guy has had everything in the entire world. Everything. And he's bored with sex. He's just total freak. He's been on the internet. He's like David Duchovny. He has done every possible thing he can do. And a buddy of his says, have you ever had a piece of nose? He says, a piece of nose? He goes, yeah, there's this woman, and they go to the thing, and they go up to the whorehouse, and they go in, and they can see her in the room, and she has this huge nose, huge, giant nose, right? And he says, you just go in there and you give her like a couple $100 and you work on, you just go on that nose. You won't believe it. It's for guys that have had everything. So he goes in there and she's sitting there, and she's got this gigantic.
So she has like a giant nostrils?
Huge nostrils, right? So he goes, well, what do I do? She says, well, you just put it in there. You just go at it, go ahead. And she rubs him and everything else. And the next thing you know, he's working this nose over and he cannot believe how good it feels.
Come on, you cannot put a dick up a nostril.
Well, this one you can. And so she was from Armenia. She's an Armenian. So he's up there, and it's the most incredible orgasm he has ever had. He falls back, on the floor like that, and he goes, "My God, when can I do that again?" And she goes, "Right now." All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
Joke, I got it.
Thank you. The ultimate cheapskate is on the way, and we'll talk to you at 888-STERN-101. Don't move, even if you can.
You're listening to the Jay Thomas Show. Call 888-STERN-101. We're back with more of the Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas Show on Howard 101.
Hey, the Jay Thomas Show, Madison and Shuley are with me on Howard 101, and you can go to jthomas.com and hit store, because if you are interested in this election that's just a couple, 2-3 weeks away, I've got every T-shirt. I've got you can make a sweater out of it, a backpack, whatever. We've got Sarah Palin. We got V-Pilf. Got that one. Get Off My Daughters. That's a play on, John McCain, Get Off My Lawns. We have that one also. Then we have Obama the Commie, for those of you that don't like him. Obama Nation. Whether you like him or not, you can use that one of two ways. We even have my daddy is a trucker. We also have stuff like that. And all of it is so that I just make money. That's all it is. It's money. Money for me. That's it. Now, buy them, and you can make all kind of stuff out of them. Plus, you'll find out the links to people that are on the show, and you can email us and do whatever you want to do, but it's at jthomas.com. Shuley, are you appearing someplace tonight?
Yeah, I'll be in Ohio tonight at the Alrosa Villa. That's actually where Dimebag Darrell got shot and killed on stage.
Wow. Now, what was he doing when he got killed? Who shot him?
He was playing in his band. He had left. The band Pantera broke up, and there was a guy who was like this delusional psycho fan who was a huge fan of Pantera. And he waited for this show, and he went in through the back, and he jumped up on stage and shot him like 5 times and fucking killed him on stage.
Dimebag
Darrell. That was
Is there a little plaque there at the?
Probably, man. He was like he was a big deal in the metal world. Really good guitarist and pretty fun guy. If you had a chance to hang out with him.
We have a guy. By the way, fun story.
Yeah. And then the following night we'll be at Annie's in Cincinnati, Ohio, where no one was killed.
Where Lincoln was shot.
They call it the Natty.
The Natty. That's right.
We have John from Rhode Island, who is a sniper. John, welcome to the show. Now, John, you went to see Shuley last weekend. Where did you see him, John?
I saw him in the little French town of Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Now, did you bring your weapon with you, or did you try and pick Shuley off on stage? Did you want to kill him?
No, he was too damn funny.
Jay, when you meet John for the first time, you will not believe it. You will not believe what in your mind. If you picture John the Sniper, what do you picture he looks like?
6'3".
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
6'3", 220 pounds, built like a rock, big giant man.
All right, I may be out of line here, but I think the 220 is accurate.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. John looks like a high school teacher. Like, he doesn't look like a sniper, like a guy who kills people for a living, and it almost makes him scarier, in my opinion.
He's unassuming looking.
Yeah, that he looks like my old science teacher or something, and the guy's I'm just keep thinking, this guy laid in the desert for 2 days to pick off a guy and blew his head off after 2 days. And
so,
look
John, you have that kind of your voice. You sound like a big person on the phone. You have that big guy voice. So you're like a professorial looking kind of a guy.
Yeah, I'm just an average run-of-the-mill man on the street type of guy. I'm 5'8". I weigh 186 pounds. I'm a little overweight, just because I've been eating good since I've been home.
Right.
And that's it. Going bald.
So you sound like you're describing me. We're the same weight and height and everything else. I'm going bald, and so you would sit for days waiting for an insurgent to what? Be putting a mind together, or what would you be looking for
roadside
before you shot somebody? How would you know this was a bad person to shoot? How would you know?
Well, we get tips from the villages that people that want to the reward money and stuff, and they would tell us, we know of some people that are going to set a bomb up and they're going to do it tomorrow or the day after. Mm-hmm. So then from there, we just gather up the intelligence we need. We slip in there at night, set up, and we wait.
Man, it's so cool.
And they know the street or whatever. Is it like in a city, or is it in like an open highway? Where is it? Where would they be setting the bomb up?
Oh, most of the time they would set them up alongside the road where we have convoys going back and forth, and somebody would wait, and when a convoy come by, they'd use their cell phone, set off the bomb, and then they'd take off. So what we'd have to do is we'd have to go in there a couple of days ahead of time, set up at night, and then just wait. And when they show up, you watch them. You watch what they do, and after they set it up and everything, you don't want to do it before that. Cause
you mean you let them finish their job?
Yeah, you let them finish the job, so you got proof that, why you shot the guy. And you just sit there, then you call in the headquarters, you tell them what's going on, you tell them, hey, they set up the bomb, they took off, what do we do?
Isn't that ridiculous that we're in a war and the scumbags, you ought to just shoot them the first moment if they stop on the side of the road.
They would do it to us if they had the chance.
You mean to tell me
they're not going to wait for us to finish our job and then kill us?
It's like you're a cop. You can't shoot unless the guy or whoever they are setting the thing up, and you have to prove it. And it's a friggin' war. And John, why don't you? If they're there with the wires and the battery and all that, if you just shot them right off the bat, I mean, you don't have to wait around, right?
Yeah, that's true, but you're not allowed to do that. You have to call in. I mean, once they're set up, once I would be set up and have them scoped in and everything, I'd have to call back to get permission to shoot.
See, and that's why we will.
Ridiculous.
We're always handicapped. We're always handcuffed at this war because they're not fighting the same type of war. They're not fighting a politically correct war. They're hiding weapons in schools, in hospitals. They're strapping up women and children with explosives to go blow themselves up. Yeah. And we're waiting for them to finish a bomb. Yeah, we're waiting for them to finish a bomb, and then we'll shoot them.
They're hitting below the belt.
Poor did Dimebag at least get to finish his set before the guy shot him?
I literally think he was playing for like 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
The guy shot him right off the bat.
Did people get their money back?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It had to be a bad night.
Maybe they had a bit of brain on them.
Well, John
the show was great. It really was. I mean, I laughed so hard, I had tears coming out of my eyes.
And he's a killer. This guy's a murderer, and he has tears coming out of his eyes. When you make a killer cry, Julie, you're a funny person.
He was great. He came backstage. He had a couple buddies with him, and he sat with me and Levy and Colin Quinn. And Colin's been over like 3 or 4 times overseas to entertain the troops. And Colin's asking him questions. And at one point, Colin goes, "So what unit were you with?" And John does the move where he goes, "I can't tell you that." And I love that. I love that move. John, I wish there was something I couldn't tell
when
somebody.
When you shoot one guy, there's other people around. Do you get a chance to shoot at the other ones that are running away? I always love when the bad people are running and they get shot. That's my favorite. Could you shoot the runners too, or you just had to shoot the one guy and stop?
If they're all together, you get as many of them as you can before they realize, where the shots are coming from. And
how fast could you shoot 3 guys? How quickly could you get 3 people?
Well, you don't have to work the bolt. So with my weapon, the 50, probably 3 guys in maybe 6-7 seconds.
Oh my God!
3 guys in 6-7 seconds.
Yeah,
that's great. Oh man, what was the funniest guy you ever shot that did the funniest thing that he ever? You remember a guy maybe got got shot?
Robin Williams.
You shot a guy and he died funny, or his head flew off funny, or his arm flew, or maybe his buddy acted funny, or he, did you did shoot a guy in the toilet once, didn't you?
Yeah, you shot a guy and it turned out he was taking a shit.
Yeah.
See, that's funny.
Yeah, they found him with his pants down.
That's at his most vulnerable.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? You're there relaxing.
Did you have to wait for him to finish the shit and then shoot him?
Yeah, to call in, do I wait till he wipes or do I...
If I'd known he was taking the shit, I may have set up so I could... fire around that would go right down the crack of his ass and wipe his ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, John the Sniper from Rhode Island.
I bet he could hit that shot, too.
All right. A great American. And what I love about John is there's none of this post-traumatic war nonsense,
Well, unless you count shooting a guy who tried to rob him in the ass.
He shot a guy when he got back, but that was nothing. That was
funny.
That was fun, too.
I remember shooting one guy. I wasn't using my 50. I was using a 30-06.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
I hit him.
Oh my God, I hate
when you're sitting around the bunch of you stop it, John. This is a great one. Go ahead, John. Tell him.
I was using a regular sniping rifle, like a 30-06, and I hit him in the chest. And before he fell, he stood there, and he kind of looked down at his chest. Like, what's that pain? And then all of a sudden he just keeled over.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
What the hell was that?
Man, oh, man. Now, did you shoot people 7 days a week, or you're 3 on, 3 off? What's the
shift?
What shift did you work?
Were you graveyard?
3 to 11.
Swing?
I worked the graveyard shift, yeah.
Overnights.
Just whenever the job came up, you went out and you did it. Sometimes you'd have 3 or 4 days before you went out. Sometimes it'd be a week, 10 days, a month.
And what would you do? Just sit around and clean your gun?
I had other jobs to do. I'm a regular grunt, so I had to, we had to do our PT and we had to scrub down the tents and keep everything neat and
wash bits of brain off the wall.
Stuff you normally do.
And you would be what's the closest you would be to a target?
I'd say probably the closest I was ever, maybe 1,000 yards. Because you try to stay, far enough away so they can't actually tell where the shot comes from.
Wow.
Have you ever
1,000 yards?
Have you ever killed the enemy without your sniper rifle, like with the M16 or a pistol? No. Were you ever that close to anybody in a situation like that?
We had firefights, where you just use your regular M6.
You mean they would be coming at you like in the movies, and you would have to shoot them like close?
Yeah, they come. If they'd be behind a wall or something, you'd have to go in there. You go into the village, and they'd be in a window, and you just aim up and you shoot them or whatever.
God, so, I would. You ever piss your pants? You're so scared.
The first time I ever did it, I pissed myself and I puked.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Over the killing, or was it the sniper or the hand-to-hand thing?
No, it was the sniper.
I don't blame you. If I was him, I would piss and puke out of one spot.
So you shot the guy. It was your first kill. You pissed and you puked because you had it was just feelings. It was mixed emotions. The whole thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I pissed when I was laying down on the ground.
Yeah.
When I did it, because I had to go to the bathroom.
Right.
And I was holding it, and this was before I got the idea, like the other guys, and strap a damn water bottle under your uniform. And
so you peed on yourself while you were waiting, right?
Yeah, I fired it, and just the recoil and everything, I just kind of lost it.
And you had a guy who was spotting for you, so he's with a guy who's pissing and puking, and he's did he say you've got to not do this anymore when we work together? Like, let's say I'm working with Shuley or Madison, and she pukes and he pisses one day at work. I wouldn't want them around much after that.
My spotter told me, because he'd been there longer than me, and he said, you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So I went to see what I'd done the first time. I actually saw a dead body, and that's when I puked.
Wow.
But
wow.
After that.
Okay. So the guy deserved it. He deserved it.
He did something.
You go down and you look at the dead body, but if you're a mile away, why do you go down and look if you're not trying to...
What enemy's going to hang around there just to wait?
That was my first time. I wanted to see...
You wanted to go down and take a look?
Yeah, I wanted to see what actually happened.
But they could have shot you.
Yeah, they could have. Luckily, there was nobody around. He was just him by himself.
And you just went down, you took a look. Did it do, like they say, it goes in a small hole and then it blows the back out?
Yeah, he had a big hole in the back. We turned him over.
Well, they say goes in a dime, comes out a $50.
There you go. John the Sniper. You know what? If we keep talking, maybe you'll have that post-traumatic stress disorder.
I think I'm interviewing
you. Look, I'm proud of you. I'm absolutely proud of you. I'm glad you're doing it for, that I don't have to do it. I'm back here, fighting, Islamo-terrorism here, on the air somehow.
Via the Dr. Phil show.
I go on Fox News every now and again, and, I say how horrified I am by the war. All right, John the Sniper, thank you very much.
I thank you guys for your support of the military. It's really
of course we do. Of course we support the military. That's right.
Love you, buddy. Take care, man.
Go. By the way, the economy is absolutely horrifying. Stock market up and down. I gave people advice last week to buy General Motors at $4.75 because it was going to go up to something or other. It went up a couple of bucks. Madison bought it when it was $7.75. Big mistake. But there are deals out there going up and down.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Let's bring Jeff Yeager, the ultimate cheapskate. Go to ultimatecheapskate.com. You are the cheapest man in the world. So you were totally prepared for what's happened to the United States, the entire world. Is that right, Jeffrey?
Jay, we have entered the age of the cheapskate, and I seem to be the high priest, don't I now?
Yes, you are. You people thought you were a nut before,
cheaper than my dad, and that's really hard.
Yeah. Now, what is it? You have the book, The Ultimate Cheapskate's Roadmap to True Riches and stuff. What are some of the things you're recommending that people do now? Because out of work, no money, nothing has any value.
We're all faced with the same dilemma. And do you cash in the 401k today while you still have enough to buy the 99-cent value meal, or do you hang in there?
Right.
But a couple things. I mean, I'm a guy that sees a lot of upside in this. As I've always said, Jay, I think Americans simply spend and consume too much. I think they'd be happier if they spent less. And now they they have no choice.
You wear a suit that you weaved out of dryer lint.
Yeah, I'm still doing a lot of work with dryer lint. It's sort of the great untapped resource of our time. But
so you get the lint out of the thing that we would normally throw away. You save all of that, right?
I sure do, yeah.
I'm sure that's not itchy or anything, right?
No, it's actually, what that actually represents is the value of your clothing being beaten out of it. And
but how do you weave it into cloth? It's kind of like not dusty. It's like a spider webby or something.
You mix it with other fabrics, make yarn out of it, weave something nice for yourself. Mm-hmm. Pretty soon I'll have a lot of competition for that dryer lint. Up until this time, I've had it all to myself. But
now you have a full suit. You have the jacket, the pants, the whole deal.
It's slow going. I mean, it's still a work in progress. But
Oh, you're still working on this.
The jacket's pretty much complete.
When he's done with it,
I made some sort of fuzzy cocktail coasters too out of it.
When he's done with it, he's going to wear it to a Rickles show in hopes that Don picks on him wearing
that was my deal. That's my deal.
So you have to weave the lint or sew it?
Yeah, you weave it. You can actually do stuff like that with cat hair,
do you have a loom?
What's that? You want to make a coat out of cat hair?
That's
I saw a woman the other day had a very nice, it made it out of her kitty cat's hair.
That's a nice jacket. Thank you. It's calico.
That is the age we are entering,
Do you recommend for those that are in the colder states killing their pets and making jackets and coats out of the dead pets?
Sort of a Jack London kind of thing.
Yeah, just kind of kill the pet.
Like pets. I read the other day. I mean, a dog over the course of lifetime costs you like $50,000 or something.
Get out of here.
It's just ridiculous. I mean,
so get rid of the dog and use it as a coat.
Spending is way out of control. And seriously, Jay, I think, and I'm not trying to be a real pessimist here, but I think the American dream is a thing of the past for most people. And my advice is to cut your spending to the bone right now. The longer we cling to this hope, the worse it's going to be.
Well, I want you to give us first of all, it says here that you go to hotel lobbies and you look for loose change.
And you know what? I ran into Secretary Hank Paulson doing the same.
No, you didn't.
Sure. He was in there. He's cushion mining in the Willard Hotel in D.C.
No, he's not. He's
cushion mining.
It's called cushion. It's called cushion mining. It's great, really. It's serious. You ought to try it.
Do you wear the hat with the light on it?
Any fancy hotel lobby, just sit down real subtly and slide your hands down there. Those things are like upholstered ATMs.
Wow.
Now, you got to be a little careful because you never know what you find down between
hypodermic needle.
Did they try and stop you and say, "Sir, are you a guest at this hotel?"
You just say, "I think I lost my keys." Let's face it, Jay. Everybody sits down there. They always have change in their pockets. They're too proud to go after it. I'm that guy who's not too proud. You know.
What do you think you've made in lobby change?
I average in loose change about 27 cents a day.
Wow.
And that's not including cushion mining. I mean, that's like $64 a year.
And you've got your face where everybody's ass has been. That's another great treat. Go to ultimatecheapskate.com. Jeffrey Yeager is here. You buy day-old donuts, but you like jelly donuts. You inject them. You have your own jelly injector?
Yeah, I have just a kitchen syringe, you know.
Yeah, you inject the jelly in. Why don't you buy the day-old jelly donut?
You can't always find them. I mean, those go really fast.
Right.
I mean, as my wife says, why can't we just buy day-old donuts like anybody else?
Oh, your poor wife.
The poor thing. Can you imagine being married to America's cheapest man? You know, did you see that I dedicated my book to her? So she's a saint, but you know she's not read it yet. I'm still waiting for her to fork over to $12.95.
You're not going to let your wife buy it. I mean, read it until she's bought it. Now,
even if the book's dedicated to you, got to buy a ticket to see the show.
Now, what about you go on riverbanks? What do you find on riverbanks?
You know, I'm a big salvager. I got a lot of good stuff over the years. I found a motorcycle once there. I turned
on the riverbank, a motorcycle.
In the river. People throw everything in the rivers.
Right.
And, I saw
maybe the guy went over a bridge and his body was somewhere in the bike. They separated from the bike as he flew through the air.
When I was a kid, I grew up on a river. I found this great store mannequin with lifelike breasts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At least we thought so at that age.
Right, and you tucked that home and felt it up for a couple of years?
It was kind of a prized possession for us, that store mannequin was.
And now it says you buy cow hearts, and that's what you eat. How much does a cow heart go for?
59 cents a pound. Have you ever had them? Seriously, have you ever had them?
Seriously, no.
No, a cow heart? No.
I love all the internal organs. I'm fortunate in that way because they tend to still be under $1 a pound, which is what I try to spend on food is under $1 a pound. But in all seriousness, if you've not tried cow hearts, don't knock them. I could cook them. I broil them with a piece of bacon around the outside edge. It's like the finest filet mignon you've ever had. 59 cents a pound.
Where do you get a cow heart?
I live outside of Washington, D.C. in southern Maryland, and they carry them at a regular grocery store.
So you go in, you buy the cow heart, and it's like a blob kind of a thing.
You don't buy the whole. You know how big a cow heart is. The cow heart is huge. I mean, you just buy a piece of it.
Irv, we need a price check on cow heart.
And you say that the cow heart cooked with bacon will taste like filet mignon.
The finest filet mignon you've ever had.
Really? Why don't people buy that? Why don't they?
Because they're like you guys. They're disgusted by the whole notion
of it. It is disgusting.
Let me ask you this. You've been a cheapskate pretty much your whole life. How do you know what filet mignon tastes like, sir? Because that's kind of expensive.
That's right,
Thank you.
Somebody bought me a piece of it.
I
mean, as my poor wife says, if you are what you eat, Jeff, you should be reduced for quick sale.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We have the cheapest guy. Now, is your book selling like crazy now that this horrifying event has happened economically?
He's actually sewing his book with cat hair right now, too.
Yeah. Buy it. Get the free cat hair coaster with it. It's doing pretty well. It's my first book, but it's getting read by a lot of people, but a lot of people borrow it, of course, in the library because they're cheap. But you know what I hear? That's fine. I'm a big supporter of public libraries. But, in all seriousness, I get a large number of emails from people saying, Mr. Yeager, I loved your book. It was so great. I spent every lunch hour for 2 weeks standing in the back of Barnes & Noble reading it.
So they don't even buy the thing?
No, and they're always the one who say, P.S., can't wait to read your next book. I mean, for God's sake, somebody's got to buy the book.
Do you ever buy anything that's not? Should you ever treat your wife to anything, take her to dinner, and how bad of a tipper are you?
She said the other day, I mean, Jeff, can't we just go to dinner and a movie once without having to stop at the blood bank first?
Jesus.
Jerry of Ohio, it's the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101. Do you consider Jeffrey like a nut? I mean, would you do any? Would you ever kill an animal and wear it in your own home? Would you wear your dog around the house, Jerry?
Oh, the dog might be a little excessive, but listen.
Wait a second. Hold it one second. Hold on. Stop 1 second. Jeffrey, just count to 10, Jeff, for me, Jeffrey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold on. Jerry, you count to 10.
My twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
They're the same voice.
They do sound alike.
They're the same exact voice. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm from Ohio originally.
No, you both have the same damn voice.
Both you cheapskates, quiet down.
So, Jerry, you must agree with the guy that sounds just like you.
Listen, I do. Did you ever take your wife out to eat at Sam's Club on a Thursday night when you go
Wait a second. This is the same guy. No, yeah, that's the caller. Huh? This is the same guy.
Quit it.
We do have the same voice. This is Jeff.
Did Jeffrey call on the other line to ask himself a question?
Jeffrey, did you call on the other line and you're asking yourself a question?
Jerry, do you have a scar on your right buttocks? Because I have a scar.
No way.
I'm thinking we might have been
No, it's not the same guy.
No, all right, Jeffrey, I want you to drink something, and caller, I want you to do the alphabet.
Right.
Do it now.
All right, Jerry of Ohio, who sounds just like Jeffrey. Yes. So Jerry of Ohio, what's your question?
Well, no, I have to agree. Like, didn't you ever take your wife to Walmart to eat on a Thursday night and just do all the little sample things, while you're walking around Walmart or Sam's?
No, not Walmart. It's
BJ's or Costco.
Costco is where we go.
My dad goes there for lunch.
Yeah, Costco. We go there and we eat all the little hors d'oeuvres and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, you see an exhaust system laying along the road? A converter's worth $35 to $50. Man, stop and pick up the junk.
I see. All right. Well, I
gotta agree with you.
I'm sure you do.
Man. I love you.
All right. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
In this city, in New York.
Hello, this is, can I talk to Jay Thomas, please?
Yes, hold on.
It's me, Jack.
How are you, Jack? Good seeing you. All right, Jerry of Ohio.
I have a question for the cheapest guy in the world. Yeah, go ahead. What's your question? My question is this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Jerry. Nick of Lake Tahoe. It's the Jay Thomas Show with the cheapest man in America, Jeffrey Yeager. Go to ultimatecheapskate.com. Yes, Nick, have you ever had cow heart? You ever had a big piece of cow heart, have you, Nick?
No, Jay, I really haven't. That doesn't sound like my forte at all. But I do have a question for the cheapskate there.
Sure.
Okay, I am making a coat out of all my dead gerbils, and I was wondering what kind of thread can I use to sew these all together?
You see, Jeffrey,
good question, Nick.
Jeffrey, people are they're acting like you're a nut, except for the guy that sounds like you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess Nick.
Now Nick is pretending he's interviewing himself now. All right, it's gotten out of hand. Oh, Jesus. Now we got the callers doing bad voices. All right. Thank you, Nick of Lake Tahoe. Now, Jeffrey, really, we do feel sorry for your wife and all. And I mean, there's something that happened to you as a child. I don't believe that you become the way you are because you think it's a good idea. I think somebody screwed with your head as a kid. This is a psychological problem, and it may be good for you, but it just makes people think that you're a nut, Jeffrey.
Well, and that's not fair, Jay, because I really believe we're a very wasteful society. Do you know that Americans throw away 25% of the food?
We don't care.
No, Jeffrey, you're right about that, but you're taking it too far by making a lint suit and eating cow hearts. I mean, that's just going a little far.
Now. I mean, if you've had a chance
You even have that nutcase voice.
Read my little book. You'll know that it's not all
I don't want to buy it. I'm too cheap.
But here's the thing. Most Americans work really hard, and they like to relax and have things, and we love to buy things. It's part of our culture. We're not big savers. We're used to being in debt, and so this is a cultural thing that we've got. So you're going against the culture of the country that you live in.
Yeah, you betcha. I think it's unfair to everybody else on the earth the way we live, frankly.
All right.
You know, half the world's population lives on less than $2 a day.
That's too bad for them. Who cares?
And I can't even get people to give up their cable TV. That's too big a sacrifice. The American way of life is crumbling.
You know what happens if I come home? If I come home and I see my girlfriend sewing me a suit out of lint from the dryer, you know how fast I jump out that fucking window? You know how fast?
If I came home and the cable was off, I'd have to deal with my family. It'd be the most horrifying day of my life.
Do you ever just have a normal day where you just eat like a salad and maybe some chicken, or is it all like from the garbage?
I eat a lot of vegetables and chicken because, again,
you steal them from people's gardens.
I only spend under $1 a pound for food. I just refuse to spend more than $1 per food. You know what? It turns out to be the healthiest diet there is.
Your dad.
I'm 50 years old, and I'm in the exact same excellent physical condition I was the day I graduated from college.
You and my dad could
Jay,
party,
you
man.
say it's the American way of life. We like our stuff and so on. We're the most depressed people on the face of the earth. I mean, we buy all this stuff, then we commit suicide.
No, I think Sweden's more depressed. Actually.
I bet you your wife is depressed. I mean, how did she decide to... Now, you married this woman. What do you think attracted her to you?
Well, I'm not cheap in every regard.
Oh.
You know,
I don't know exactly what that means.
You got a 14-inch penis? I don't understand.
I mean, let's just say you were single and you were using a condom. Would you wash it out and reuse it?
I suppose it could be done, Jay.
I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure out.
Has it been done?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, I suppose you could also fashion one out of something else.
You would make a condom out of lint.
I mean, obviously, they used to be lamb intestine.
So what you could do is, after you were finished eating your cow heart, you would take the skin off of it and then have sex with your date.
I'm going to send you guys over some cow hearts.
Okay, sure.
You give me your address. It'll be like Omaha.
We don't want any.
It'll be my version of Omaha Steak.
No.
I tell you what, send it on Monday when I'm not here. Let Howard have some cow heart.
That's not a bad idea. I could start like an organ of the month club or something.
I've already started that, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, honey, we got the goat balls. We just got the goat balls in the mail.
Is it November already?
Eric of Maryland, the Jay Thomas Show with Jeffrey Yeager, who is go to ultimatecheapskate.com. Eric, what sort of animal heart do you enjoy sitting down
I
to?
eat a lot of pickled venison heart.
Good for you, man.
Pickled venison.
Now, I had venison last night that my buddy had shot in his backyard in Ventura, and we ground it up and we put some beef fat in it, and we made, I actually made deer sloppy, venison sloppy joes. I've heard of people making soup out of venison heart. You pickle the deer heart.
You boil it. You boil it, Jay, and then you slice it in thin layers like the size of the diameter of I'd say like a $50 or something. Then you put a layer of onion and a little layer of celery seasoning, and then another layer of heart, and then you pickle it, half vinegar, water, and you put it in the pressure cooker and seal it in a mason jar. And it actually tastes like those Penrose beer sauces that you can get at a bar, at a store. It tastes just like the regular beer sausage. Those cheap jars of Penrose sausage you can get.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And you're here in Maryland with me, right?
Yeah, I am. I live in Southern Maryland as well. And
I think every neighbor of Jeffrey's has started calling us.
Jay, this area, there's so many deer around here. I don't hunt, but I don't drive that safely during hunting season
I tell you, Jeffrey, I'll donate some venison to you for at no cost if you enjoy eating free meat and cheap meat. I would be more than glad to do that.
Hey, seriously, man, I'm here in Akakeek. Come.
All right, hold on a second. Put Eric on hold. We got venison.
Love, exciting and new.
We have deer being donated to the guest.
A good place to get some cow heart is actually a local deli, Gray Brothers Market in Mulberry, Maryland.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to head down to a deli down on 49th.
I only wish I was on a long train ride with both of you. Hold on, Eric.
We'd have that, Jay, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a great weekend, man. It's a pleasure talking to you all.
All right. Thank you very much,
Hey,
Eric.
stay cheap.
All right. Stay cheap.
What are you, Don Cornelius?
Barbecue Bob from Jersey. You've been listening to Jeffrey Yeager, the ultimate cheapskate. What do you think of all this, Barbecue Bob? What are you doing any of these things?
Hey, Jay, how you been, buddy? And Shirley, what's up, bitch?
What's up, brother?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? Well, you know what, Mr. Yeager, I heard you mention you have a wife. Do you have any children at all, also?
No, I don't have any children, and that's kind of surprising because we always got the birth control at dollar store, but no kids.
Now, wait a minute. Did you actually try to have... Thank you. Did you try to have a child, Jeffrey, or did your wife...
No, I'd like to think the seed ends with me, Jay.
No, but I mean, did your wife want to have children, but then she saw what they'd have to live through, and she decided against it?
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. Waking up next to me every morning, you don't want to procreate that kind of thing.
I see. A big old... You got that cow heart breath going also, right?
Yeah, I do what I can.
Yeah, you do.
I find women love 50-year-old balding cheapskates. I mean, we're
There you go. There you go. UltimateCheapskate.com. Jeffrey Yeager, thank you very much in these hard times. The Jay Thomas Show with Shuley and Madison. We bring you the great advice. Stay where you are. We'll talk to more people on the phone. Plus, we have a guy who's written a book, Christopher Walken, A to Z. If you do Christopher Walken, call us at 888-STERN-101. Do you know anybody, Shuley, that does?
I have a guy by the name of Billy Miro, is a friend of mine. And
does Walken? All right.
I think he does, and I've texted him. I haven't heard back from him, but I'll try him.
You think people will buy a book about Christopher Walken, A to Z? You think
I'm kind of interested about it.
Really?
It sounds interesting. I actually just saw him last night in this movie Balls of Fury on HBO.
Oh, how was it?
Awful, but he was really funny in it. He was
well, you
funny.
know what? I will tell you that his wife is a casting director. She did The Sopranos and stuff.
Oh.
And the guy that quotes her all the time is Edward Norton. You know the actor Edward Norton?
Yeah.
He read for her, and she told him to stop acting. He was no good. Forget it. Yeah, I know. And he quotes that all the time. Now, we don't have Christopher Walken coming on. We have this guy that wrote the book. But his wife, and so she's a casting director, and I think that she would find out about all these movies and stuff, and they needed money. So he just did everything, and it didn't hurt him, you know. And you know who else did that? William Shatner used to do everything. And if you'll notice, I will do anything, you know. And I think these people that are selective, you know, about what they do and everything else, I think they're stupid. Right. Because you just ought to do anything and
throw it at the wall. Throw it at the wall, see what sticks, right?
So what if it's bad? And if it's bad, no one's going to see it, or you make fun of it, or you say I did it for the money or whatever.
But what about people? Let me ask you this: what about a guy like Duchovny who leaves an X-Files type thing to go do movies?
Stupid.
He didn't leave it. The show ended.
No, they left.
No, they left.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Oh yeah.
And then the only movie he gets to do is the really good movie he's in is called TV Set, which I think Jake
I heard about
cast and did. It's fantastic. You know.
So you're from the school thought that, you know, if you're on a hit show, milk it till it's dry.
Till you're dead.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
And you don't need to
sometimes you get lucky. Like Clooney left ER, and he did quite well.
But look, like Clooney.
So did the woman Margolis, and she never worked again.
Right, and then you have a guy like Caruso who left, and for the longest time didn't do dick.
And now
he's a
back
bad
on TV.
guy, though.
And
he is a bad guy, a nut and a bad guy.
Oh, he
did movies, and no one liked him. And
he has nuttiness oozing out of this guy.
It's
no
like
matter what movie or show he's on, you just know that he's fucking crazy.
When I did Cheers, and I did a terrible movie with her too. When you're doing a movie with me, your career is in tremendous trouble. Shelley Long, and she is just like that person on Cheers. That's her. That's her. When I get to Cheers, the cast would be all the way on the left, and she'd be all the way on the right. So I sat next to her one time.
That's sad.
And it was like a high school. It's like, what are you sitting next to her for? I went, I just got here. I don't know what the rules are.
Jay's sitting at the nerd table.
Yeah, it was weird. But let's go to Ned of Vermont. Yes, Ned, the Jay Thomas Show. What are you planning on eating to save money, Ned? What kind of stuff are you boiling?
Yeah, Ned. Jay, thanks for taking my call, buddy. We live out here on a goddamn pig farm, and we take intestines, and we take those and we chop them all up, and we boil those, and we've been eating those like part of the assholes and stuff. You know, it's actually
pig asshole.
Eating.
Nice, delicious pig asshole. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, you know, you put a little hot sauce on them. Shit, it tastes just like chicken.
Is this Jeffrey calling back?
I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I booked that. Oh, he's another guy. Yeah, everybody's got their. Yeah. It's the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101.
You're listening to the Jay Thomas Show.
Call 888-STERN-101.
We're back with more of the Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas Show.
On Howard 101.
Wow, Iron Maiden. Hey, the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101. During the week, I'm on Stars 102 from 3 until 6 Western time, and then I do this 70s music show on Saturdays from 8 to noon.
It's my favorite Maiden song right here, Jay.
Yeah, when was this? When was this one
You
from?
take my life, but I'll take yours too. You fire muskets, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting,
I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that?
This
You
is
see
music?
that? Yeah, that pot addiction. That pot addiction's no... My God, you're really coughing, aren't you?
Wow. That's like I'm surrounded by my parents. You're like, yeah, that pot. And she's like,
you know
call
what's
this
weird?
music?
No, but you smoke. Yeah, you're right. I'm talking about
Go
smoking.
to a show with my mom and dad all of a
And
sudden.
your mother's going, this is music? This is music to you?
Oh, turn that noise down.
No. You know what's amazing to me,
It's
though?
actually not that horrible.
No, it's
Do you realize that one day we're going to have to come visit you, and you're going to be on these tubes, and you're going to be in terrible pain, and your lungs are going to be heaving blood, and the rot. They'll have they're going to have that X-ray that shows.
Think of the material I can have from.
No, but I mean that doesn't bother you at all that you're going to die this horribly painful death.
It absolutely does
smoke?
We don't know that for a fact. I know.
I know
plenty
it
of
for
people.
a fact.
Okay.
Excuse me, has anyone died of lung cancer said, you know, it wasn't that bad? You know?
Well,
Listen, you know what? I tell you
My
what.
favorite commercial, I don't know if you see it, but it's like that. In my country, I grew up swimming. Now if I go in the bathtub, I could drown. You know that commercial, Shuli?
Yeah. No.
He's this little guy, and he can't even take a bath because he'll die.
Lung
Because
cancer?
he had his trachea removed. It's the worst commercial ever.
Now,
Garrett's gonna find it.
No,
you smoke cigarettes and you smoke pot too. Does
I smoke cigarettes.
I don't know why I'm asking this, just for health reasons.
Go ahead.
Do you think that pot destroys the lungs as much as regular tar and nicotine does? Or?
No, it hasn't. It doesn't, Jay. And I know that's
I'm not kidding. Does it? I don't know.
No, it doesn't. I'll tell you. I watched this movie called Super High Me with Doug Benson.
No, you didn't.
No, I did.
Super High Me.
Well, you know, it's a play off the Super Size Me movie. You know, where the
I'm
guy.
going to make one called Super Hyman, and it's just going to be like, you know,
that's great.
Photographs.
Giant hymen.
Yeah, it's a giant hymen, and you're like Super Size Me, Super High Me, and now J. Thomas is Super Hyman. You know, find out what happens if you eat too much hymen. You know. If you're down there for too long, how badly can it hurt you? The newest J. Thomas tome.
Jay busts
Super
hymens for 30 days, then goes 30 days without busting
Watch
hymens.
Watch this. Here's one that, watch this. This one has not been busted. Now here's the sound of a hymen that has been busted. Let's listen again. It's all part of Super Hymen.
So the guy's movie is basically 30 days.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go.
The guy goes 30 days without smoking pot and takes a bunch of tests, medical, intelligence tests, SAT type stuff, psychic ability tests. Mm-hmm. Then he goes 30 days of smoking weed morning till night and does all these tests again. His lung capacity test, like the damage to his lungs.
Yeah, but over time.
Oh, yeah, but this is over a month of
This
smoking.
is this movie, Super High Me.
Yes.
Have you had him on the Howard Stern show?
Doug Benson? No, he has not been on.
Would you get him on our show? I mean, I don't know
I've done
this
a show
movie.
with Doug.
Hasn't he been on the show?
I think he called in to promote the movie.
He was on your show.
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
He was?
But I would love to talk to him about the movie.
You use him in a promo, you idiot.
I do?
Yes.
Yeah. Doug Hyman?
No, Doug Benson.
Doug Benson? My memory's gone, completely gone.
He had to jerk into a cup, and he said that was the luckiest cup in the world.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Now, wait a minute now. Now, you know what? So he came on, and he talked about his movie, Super High Me, and I said I liked it. And
he was on this show and the Serious Star show.
Wow, that's bad, isn't it?
That's
that's
really bad.
Apparently I'm not the
because I
only
don't
one
really
smoking
care,
pot.
to be honest. I don't, it's like, I'm just here for the money. I'm sorry. I wish I could pretend.
There we go. Super check me. How about that?
You know what? I'm going to be, driving to the airport going, my God, I had the cheapskate guy on. You know, it's like,
that's
I
the
can't
one
really
you remember.
So when he came
3
on.
weeks, you'll be like, we should have that guy on who makes a suit out of lint.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Condom out of beef heart.
We had him on already, Jay.
Now, wait a minute. Now, okay, all right. I interview so many interesting people.
Oh.
That's what Larry King said one night. He goes, how do I know who I interviewed? I know so many interesting people. So he came on. He didn't smoke for a month, and then when he did, what happened?
Well, basically, he took he got better score on his SAT. He got his psychic ability test. The first time he did it with no weed, he got 1 out of 25 right. They basically hold up, cards with shapes on them through a wall you can't see through.
You don't think he was faking?
No, not at all. Because you get 1 out of 25. The next time, it's not like he got
a square and you don't know it's a square.
You know what I'm worried about? If this guy was as interesting as what you're explaining, I don't remember a word the guy said, and he jerked off in a cup. I mean, how did I miss this interview? So everything was heightened. His psychic ability was.
Yeah.
You know when you're stoned, you all of a sudden go, "Hey, what was that?"
Did you hear the phone ring? And then 2 seconds later, the phone rings.
Hey, man, I heard it before it rang, man.
The funny thing is when he's on his way to take the psychic...
Hey, what was that?
He's on his way to take the psychic test for the second time, and he's smoking weed on the way down there, and he looks at the dude driving him, and he goes, I know right away, man, first one's going to be triangle. I know it. I know it. And sure enough,
you know what? This is terrible. Get him back on. Yeah. I don't remember him.
Oh,
okay.
It was like 3 weeks ago, I think.
Shut up. Who cares when it was? I forgot it.
You call this interviewing?
Right. Oh. Beside having a guy on that's written a book about Christopher Walken, which I'm sure it's interesting and all that, we want you to call at 888-STERN-101 if you do. Christopher Walken, Jeff of Jersey, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you, Jeff?
I'm good, Jay. How are you?
Oh, he's already doing the voice. He's already doing the voice. Do you do anything from the movies? You do like, was it Frank White when he played the gangster guy? You do that voice?
Well, I'm not quite sure what you want, but I could have a full-on conversation with you. Christopher Walken.
Uh-huh. Could you have somebody call? You have a friend of yours call that sounds like you and does it better, Christopher Walken? That's a callback to a bit from a while ago. So, Okay, good. Fine. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. It's great, man. Thanks. People are absolutely crazy about Christopher Walken. The guy has written the book. And then, before we leave here, we have Lisa Ann coming on. She is the porno star that will be playing Sarah Palin.
I saw the spread. I mean, the photo shoot.
Who's nailing Palin? Is she coming in, Garrett, or no? She's on the phone. She's in California. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, just our luck. The guy who does the Walken books in studio. The
Walken book guy's in studio.
Porn stars in L.A.
She wants me to tell everyone you can book her at Clear Talent Management.
Yeah.
So, oh, no, it's been named Lisa Ann Talent Management, and she's merged with Seymour Butts Lighthouse Agency. I swear to God, I have to say all these things when they come on.
I was thinking of being Palin for Halloween, but it seems too common now.
All right. Let's go to Carl of New Hampshire. Yes, Carl, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you, Carl?
Jay, Shirley, Madison, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Carl. Good morning.
Jay, I had a question for you, actually, about the debate.
The debate?
The presidential debate, yes.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm a McCain guy, but I get so alarmed. Did you notice the second debate, he walked out with that legal pad and his pen, and he's writing fucking notes before he even gets to his chair. Mm. Mm-hmm. And then he did it again in the second debate. And I'm wondering, I mean, what are you writing? I'm halfway across the stage. I can see my chair.
Don't forget to sit down.
Yeah, I mean, I love the guy, but I became so unhinged watching it. It was like watching a guy snatch a fly out of the air and pop it in his mouth before the debate.
You know what? I guess to be
that
honest,
that is odd though.
No, you know
Last
what?
minute thought, maybe.
I'm a nervous guy. I'm a very nervous guy, and I'm afraid when I go to talk someplace or do a bit or whatever. And the biggest problem I had when I was a comic, Shirley, is I was afraid I was going to forget my act. That was my biggest fear, and that I might have to actually stand there and think of something funny on the spur of the moment. Right? So I would write everything down, and even now I write notes all the way up to the moment I speak for fear I'm going to forget. And that's what he was doing. And, he's 72. It was his last debate that he had a chance to turn things around. So I think you saw a guy that was writing, say my friends more often. I don't know.
He was writing little motivations to himself.
He was writing down, like
Joe the plumber no less than 15 times.
Try not to call my wife a cunt through the interview if I can. He was writing little notes, you know what he was writing? Warnings to himself.
No black jokes.
There you go. Right.
I didn't see this past debate. How was it?
He was good. I thought McCain was very good. He was energized.
Be careful not to say hello, my cunts by mistake.
Right.
Now, Carl, it does not bother you at all that if he dropped dead, this Sarah Palin woman would be the president of the United States. I mean, because I was a McCain guy, too. And I looked at that and I thought, man, not that there's a lot stronger, better, smarter women. I just thought that was like... I just don't want the president of the PTA from the little town.
It's like having a donut tire in the trunk of your car, but it's all worn to shit, and you know it ain't going to last very long, and it's a horrible decision to make.
Yeah, but you don't run the country by yourself. You've got many, many people, many smart people.
Yeah, but when you're 70 plus,
I don't want the husband telling her what to do. The husband looks weird to me. Yeah.
You know what happened, Jay? I think he watched that same movie Julia watched, and he goes, yeah, she could. Wow, she's awesome. She could be president. Yeah.
The super high me. He came up with the idea.
No, but you're going to vote for this guy, and it doesn't bother you at all that this woman.
I got to vote for him, Jay, because I love the guy. He's an American hero. I mean, I saw him last night speaking at that press dinner. That was the best thing he's done during the whole campaign.
Yeah, he had some jokes.
Now, here's the thing. I mean, and I like him too. But when you crash the plane and you're captured,
it doesn't matter, Jay.
Well,
come on.
You know what a war hero is to me? A guy that killed. I love the guys that killed a bunch of people, and they have the little heads on the side of the jet. Those are the ones I like.
Can I just tell you that
they have the Vietnamese heads on the side of the jet?
Can I just tell you
those are usually heroes. We're stretching for heroes in this country if we go, and who's our greatest hero? The guy that flew a mission, shot down, landed in a rice paddy, and he is in a jail for 7 years or whatever.
Yeah, sat around for 5 years talking to a wash rag in a prison.
I mean, really, he made friends with a wash rag.
Do you want to know what Rolling Stone, that communist publication, did? They were like, he wasn't tortured for 5 years. It was only 2.
Oh, I see.
They tried to diminish it.
All right.
And that makes me want to vote for him to piss off all the liberals.
Well, Chris Rock in his last special.
I mean, I'm probably voting for Obama, but still.
Steve, yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Chris Rock in his last special had a little line about McCain where he says, "War hero? My hero's never been captured."
Oh, stop.
Hey, is Chris Rock's brother the guy that has this new TV show?
Tony Rock.
I got to tell you, even with Eddie Murphy's brother, who we've had on, and Chris Farley's brother, and even with Jim Belushi, I mean, people got used to him. That's weird to me, the brother thing. That's odd. It kind of looks like Chris Rock.
Stallone.
I mean, yeah, how do you overcome that, Julie, that you're Chris Rock's brother?
I mean, especially you go into comedy, too. Like, people, especially comics are so cliquish as it is. Like, it's like high school all over again, comedy, If you're a prop comic, you're frowned upon. You're, like, at the nerd table or something, And with going in and somebody in your family is on that level, I mean, you do not get a fair shake. And even if you do, all the other comics are going to assume that you're performing because of who your brother is. Not because they're not even going to listen to you.
But it was weird when I saw him because I thought, oh, man, his last name's Rock. He kind of looks like him, and he has a TV show. Now, maybe it's good. I have no idea, but...
He's a funny... I've interviewed him once for Raw Dog. I did a thing, and then I talked to him a little bit when he came on Howard a couple weeks ago. And he's a funny guy. He's a nice guy. But, I feel for him because I know how this business is and what assholes there are in this business. And just being his brother... I mean, it can help and hurt you, I think,
Well, this is what you'd have to do if your brother was really honest about it and knew this. Because Chris Rock is immensely wealthy. Let's say he's worth a couple $100 million, right? You would go to him and you go, look, I'm your brother, right? Yeah. I'm funny too, but I'm never going to make it. And Chris goes, yeah, you're right. So you just pay me $1 million a year for what you did to me.
Well, I worked with Sandy Hackett in Vegas when I first started. Sandy,
you don't even think about what I say, you people. You just go right over it.
I thought about it, but why should Chris Rock be punished for...
It's ruined his brother's life.
No, he should just give him gigs.
Well,
Garrett,
let me tell you.
It's the first time I've appreciated your laughter.
He should just give him gigs. Well, what about Charlie Murphy? I never even heard of him until a few years ago.
Same thing. His brother ought to just pay him, give him, let him have
Eddie
old
Murphy's
transvestites.
like a notorious douchebag, right?
Sandy Hackett at 18 tells his dad, Buddy Hackett, the legendary comic, that he wants to go on the road and work
Not a
as
chance.
a comic. And what does Buddy tell him? He says, what name are you going to use? And Sandy says, I'm going to use Sandy Hackett. He goes, no, you're not.
Ooh.
And he says, why not? He says, it took me a lot of years to build up my name, to be respected as a comedian, and you're not going to go out there and fuck it up.
The dad said that to him?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my kids that. That's a great one.
Sweet little Buddy Hackett?
Yeah.
Hey, Garrett. Watch this. Dad, I want to be an actor. I'm going to be Sam Thomas. No, you're not.
Yeah,
not with that kind of faggy delivery you're not going to be. I want you to be kind of a tough guy. Oh, Dad, please let me be an actor. Dad. No, you're not.
No,
Unless
you're going to be Sam Kraft. That's your new stage name.
He's always going to play, the part I always wanted to play, the emperor, who's they were always kind of fruity looking, right? And they go, bring me this head of the Jews, whatever. Bring me this king of the Jews. I'd always like to be that guy. But you would meet them sometimes, those actors, and they would go, hello, Jay, nice to meet you. And you realize that's how they talk,
It's like George Takei when you meet him. Hello.
I told you I asked Shatner about him, right?
We talked about it on Howard.
Right?
Yeah, but he said for some reason Takei hates him, and of course Uhura hates him too, and he says he doesn't know why they hate him. And I said, all right, they just don't like him. They despise him.
Well, there's got to be a reason why they all hate him, right?
Yes. Randy of Arkansas, the Jay Thomas Show. We have a guy coming on that's dedicated his entire life to Christopher Walken. Robert Schnackenberg. Go to robertschankenberg.com. When you see his picture, you'll know why he's done this. People that look like this dedicate themselves to people and write books about them.
Tough Jew-sounding name, Schnackenberg.
Yeah. Randy of Arkansas. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay, Julie Madison, how are y'all this morning?
Hello.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The thing that pisses me off about the people that tried to diminish what McCain did, he was an admiral's son. The Vietnamese found out about it, and they offered him an early release, but he wouldn't leave.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, excuse me, Randy, but my union offered me early retirement, and I said no. So, okay. Hey, touche, my friend.
Hey, I guess Jay's a hero as well.
Touche, my friend.
You just said you were a hero as well, Jay.
Thank you. Among AFTRA, I'm considered a hero. The people at the AFTRA office. No, I know he did that. They came and they said, your dad's we found your father.
Why you don't tell us?
You're going to get extra egg roll. Hold on a second. Listen to this. This unbroken hymen and this that broken hymen.
Before we let you go, here are your lucky numbers for today.
The bad thing about it is that when he wouldn't go, they tortured him more.
Right.
Tried to get him to go, and that's what anybody that tries to diminish it. I just want to just punch him in the face.
I'm glad you're not here. I'm glad because not only do we try to diminish it.
You might not want to vote for him, but he does deserve respect.
There was a time that I helped spread the rumor that he had been shot down by a shotgun. Remember that? There was a rumor that he wasn't. That with a slingshot. No, but they said that like a farmer shot and done all that. He came on my show, the afternoon show. He was fantastic. And he was before he announced and everything else.
A little cold.
No, he was great. He was fantastic. Okay. Garrett, you were you running the board when he was doing?
Beautiful.
No, you weren't. You should have said yes. But anyway, he was great. And so I tried to get Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton on. They never came on the show. They go to the website and they see the T-shirts and everything or whatever it is. They don't go on the show. So they didn't come on. And so I said I was going to vote for him. And then when he named this woman, I thought, she's like somebody, the God and the church and the thing. And I don't, it's like,
yeah, but didn't you hear what my dad said the other day? He's like, who can screw it up even further? Let a woman
you don't want her in there. And her voice, Randy, her voice is aggravating.
Oh. I don't want to hear it. It is a little aggravating, but I'll tell you the truth. I would have voted for Hillary because I got a huge cankle fetish.
You do? Well, thank you. Hillary Clinton looked really rested last night and everything else, but it's so insincere when she talks about Barack Obama. Yeah. She doesn't want him elected.
No.
Not at all. Steve of Oregon, the Jay Thomas Show. You've listened to a lot of things today. What is it that you've decided to comment on, Steve of Oregon?
Steve's building an experimental plane in his garage.
He put the phone down or something. Steve. Okay.
Can we check back in with Steve and see what he's building?
Wait a second. Let's guess what he's doing. Let's listen. He's at work. Madison, he's at work. What do you think he does for a living?
He's not at work. He's He's warming up the car. He's in and out of the kitchen.
He's in the garage.
Door, the door just opened.
Steve?
Yes.
Hi, Steve. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
We've been waiting for you.
Howard 101. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Garrett, what do you think Steve was just doing?
Don't say anything, Steve.
Don't say anything, Steve. What do you think he was doing?
He was getting coffee from a deli.
I want to state my guess. He was cleaning stuff up around the car in the garage.
All right, hold on a minute. I think he works for a garbage company, and it's the sound of the garbage going into the big truck or something. He started a piece of machinery. I think he's at work. Madison, what do you think he was doing?
I think that he was grabbing his coffee and his keys and the garage door that was opening. And
what happened?
What?
He hung up.
Motherfucker!
We'll never know what he was doing.
Asshole.
Oh, that's awful.
I never thought we'd get a caller who was bored with us guessing what he's doing.
Yeah. John of Washington, the Jay Thomas Show.
Bummer.
John, what do you think he was doing?
Who cares? It was a stupid... You know what? The bit was so bad, the object of the bit hung up.
Yeah. Well, it's because we didn't have the guessing music that Garrett always plays.
Garrett.
That's right. Can you imagine you are the object of everybody's attention, and you go, boy, this sucks. I'm getting out of here.
It's like, here's something nobody guessed. Me hanging up. That's what I'm doing.
You know what?
Maybe he'll call back.
I don't want even to discuss what I was just doing.
I don't
Yes,
care
John of Washington. Go ahead, John. Yes, sir.
Hey, I was reading an article about McCain in Rolling Stone that said there was a little more story behind his whole capture and how he gave up the information that he was the admiral's son and kind of got special treatment for it.
Oh.
And actually, it wasn't tortured the last 4 years of his captivity.
Yeah, he was only tortured for 2.
Yeah.
If you're tortured for an hour, you'd probably freak out.
What? Hold on. You know what?
Rolling Stone is a fucking communist publication.
Whatever. John, I'm flying my jet, okay? I'm in my air-conditioned jet.
Windows down.
I'm killing people left and right in my
They didn't have air conditioning then.
Good one. You got him.
Anyway, I got my suit on. I've had a steak for breakfast, and I've been killing all morning. I've been dropping napalm. I've been shooting. Oh, God, what's that? Oh, God. I'm going down, right? I'm going down. Bam, I crash. I'm now out of my air-conditioned jet, okay? I'm not going to have steak for lunch, right?
Suit's all messed up.
Beating the crap out of me. They drag me to shore. They poke me. They everything else. This is me now, not John McCain. By the time they get me to the little bamboo hut, and out walks Sesu Hayakawa, okay? Wow, American dog. Yo, Obama, here, American dog.
Hello, round eye.
Yeah, you broke arm, we broke leg. You an air-conditioned jet plane. Now you're no longer in jet plane.
Allow me to introduce you to General Sol.
Yeah. We have searched you. We have searched you, and we have found piece of paper and pack. Want to know names on paper. And I would say, name, serial number. I give them no information. You will tell us who is name on piece of paper. And I go, Lieutenant J. Thomas, 657-2531, United States. Who is name on paper? We take hot bamboo shoot, put them on the fingernail.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
We take testicle and have dogs suck them for hour after hour. You tell us who name on piece of paper. I won't talk. Tell me, who is Juicy Fruit?
You don't talk, we keep praying song.
There you go. I would have given up every piece of information, John. I would have talked. I would have told them exactly where the headquarters were.
As soon as they come to capture me, I'd be like, hey, you know my dad?
I'm going to do this one. You ready? Hey, you're not going to have any trouble with me, okay? Okay, I just want you to know that before we go any further.
I've been a big fan of you guys for a long time.
But listen, after I tell, you got to keep me here for 5 years because, you know, it's going to have to cool down.
Right.
So, yeah, John, I'd have talked early.
Well, I guess he was in the habit of giving his dad's name up to get out of trouble from all the stuff that happened while he was
So you
in school.
want to hate him. You just don't want to like him. No, but I mean it. You just don't want to like him. So you listen, can't you just say you disagree with him? You don't have to hate him. I
think Madison said it best. You may not want to vote for the guy, but you have to respect what he did and what he's been through.
It's the same thing with Palin. Like one of my friends says she wants to. No. No.
There's something wrong with her with that kooky husband.
My friend says she wants to stab her in the throat and kick her in the vagina.
Right.
Really?
Right.
You might not like her, and you might not want her to be vice president, but you don't want to murder her.
We got some Palenheim in
there.
Hold
a little
on.
much.
Hold on. Palenheim. Very cold. Hold on.
You don't
very
want to
cold.
stab her in the neck.
No.
Very cold in Alaska. Listen.
Is that her hymen?
That's Palenheim.
Frozen solid.
Frozen Palenheim.
Come in. No, the husband creeps me out.
He
reminds me of that college football announcer who was a pro lineman named Sterich or something like that, Garrett. What's his name?
Don't know.
He does commercials and stuff. He's a creepy-looking football player on TV. The husband back there is creepy. And by the way, in that religion, the husband tells the wife what to do. Are you kidding? She's not going to run anything. She's going to have Mr. Ice Machine, I did a rod or whatever, whoever he did. That's the guy that's going to be running things.
Maybe they're just a nice couple. Why can't you believe that?
I forgot who you were for and against, John. We've been talking so long. It's the Jay Thomas Show with Shuley and Madison. When we come back, we'll have a guy who's dedicated his life to Christopher Walken, A to Z, at Howard 101.
You're listening to The Jay Thomas Show. Call 888-STERN-101. We're back with more of The Jay Thomas Show. On Howard 101.
Go to jthomas.com and find out who I am.
I'm not laughing at you, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm laughing at Shuley.
You know what? I thought I'd said something funny by just saying it, and I was kind of proud of myself. And now, think about that. I thought I'd said something in a funny way, and now I find out it's watching Shuley.
Madison's here to take the wind out of your sail.
Right. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
And go to store and find out there's Obama the Commie, Obama Nation. There's Get Off My Daughters, the Sarah Palin T-shirt. That's from the John McCain thing, Get Off My Lawns, the old man thing and all that. And find out links to our guest. This next guy has written Christopher Walken, A to Z, the man, the movies, the legend, Robert. Now, people think that this is, they always make fun of interviewers and stuff. They always act like, well, why don't they know their name and all this kind of stuff? It's very difficult to pretend that you've read people's books. It's difficult to pretend you know their names right off the bat. Wasn't it a lot harder to walk into a classroom not knowing the answers than it was knowing the answers to a test? Think about that. The fear that you have, and I know nothing about this guy and haven't read one syllable of this book, but now he's a guest, and he has a name you're not going to believe. And now, as the host, I have to, think of this. Schnackenberg. Now, I'm going to guess what this is, Robert.
Okay.
Schnackenberg.
You got it right the first time.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Robert Schnackenberg.
Hey! Thank you.
My God. So what'd they call you in high school? Schnacky?
Schnack. Little schnacky, some schnook.
Schnook.
Yeah, pretty much every variation.
Robert Schnackenberg. Go to robertschnackenberg.com, and you look like a guy that would focus on a famous actor and all. And the book's great, by the way.
Why? Because I'm so trollish that I have
Yeah, you have. No, you actually have a head like a cartoon character. Kind of a long, kind of an like one of the oblongs. But the thing is that when
I think it's a bad picture, Jay. It's not as bad in person as it is in that picture.
Do you know?
Thank you.
Do you know Christopher Walken personally? Have you met him?
No, I actually I tried to get in touch with him while I was writing the book, and he seemed to not reply to any of my letters. So
isn't that weird? If you were writing a book, J. Thomas A to Z, I would talk to you, find out what you were going to do.
They'd move in with you.
Yeah, I mean, does that bother you that? And now it's a real book. It's not like it happened. You made it happen.
Yeah, it's not self-published or.
And it's got his picture on the cover and everything else. So you're helping this guy. Has he contacted you?
No. I would like to send him a book because I do think I have his home address. So.
Do you find this a little pricky?
My stalking him in this way, or his behavior towards me?
Yeah,
no, his attitude toward you.
No,
yeah.
I think he's just a private guy, and he probably doesn't know me from Adam, and doesn't need the publicity certainly. And
do you think the name Schnackenberg might scare him off?
That might have thrown him off, and my enormous forehead. And
well, what's amazing is. If Robert had moved the N over, if it was Schnackenberg, I think people would fear you rather than it's got the shank in it, it's got Berg. It's like a tough Jew.
Right.
Schnackenberg is like an accountant. You're like, this guy's not going to kick my ass.
I can't believe that it actually comes out like it's kind of spelled Schnackenberg, but you're...
Honey, I'm hungry. Grab me a Schnackenberg. I'm not starving. I just need a Schnackenberg.
So when you were writing the book, and your friends would say, "Hey, Schnacky, what are you up to?" And you would say, "I'm working on a book about Christopher Walken." Would they always say, "Has he given you information, or is it a tell-all?" Right?
Sometimes, they would ask if I was in touch with him. I did a previous book on William Shatner, and people would always ask, did you meet him? What's he like? Mm-hmm. They do ask that. With Walken, it's usually just, wow, cool, I want to get that for Christmas, because he's, people just love him so much.
Did you meet Shatner?
I met Shatner after I wrote the book about him. I was at one of his book signings, and I handed him a copy of my book, and he just looked right through me like he didn't even know I was there.
Sounds like Shatner.
Yeah.
Really?
He was nice to you, Jay, but I don't think he's nice to anybody else.
Really? Yeah, Takei and Lieutenant Uhura can't stand him. Can't stand him.
Pretty much everyone on that ship can't stand him.
Yeah.
But he had to lie on top of you, so he had to
Shatner didn't like the fact that you were making some of his money. He loves to make money.
That's probably true.
Yeah, that's why.
Although he mentioned my book in his memoir, which just came out, and said...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and said complimentary things about it.
Oh,
so
well, there you go. Well, okay, there you go. Maybe your forehead scared him off.
Maybe he thought he was an extra from this TV show, and he's like...
Yeah, I did show up in my Spock ears. So
it's like so now Christopher Walken, A to Z, the man, the movies, the legend. People are so excited about Christopher Walken. Is he the most popular guy on Saturday Night Live? Is that true, or you say that in the book cover?
He's a great
host. I think so, don't you? He's great on the show. I think everyone looks forward to his appearances.
Right.
The last one wasn't as good as some of the ones that he had previously done, but...
Well, I think that also has to do with the cast.
Yeah, that's true.
The cast he worked with throughout the years, guys like Will Ferrell and Sandler and those guys, they were all funny as fuck. This cast, I don't know.
No, this cast is actually excellent, Julie.
Why does he just do any movie? He'll do a great movie. He'll do,
I saw him in Balls of Fury last night.
Right.
Yeah, he did Kangaroo Jack.
Sure.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. He did.
Really?
He didn't say he raped someone. He said he did a Kangaroo Jack movie.
He also, from your book, he did a pilot, a cooking show called Cooking with Chris.
That's right, with Julian Schnabel. That was back in the 90s.
He was with Julian Schnabel, and
yes.
Man, so
talk about a guy who had a tougher life in high school than you.
You've heard of Julian Schnabel, haven't you, Jay?
Yes, I have, but not in the same breath with Robert Schnackenberg. It's just a lot of words to say. So he and Schnabel were going to do the cooking show?
That's right. They did a pilot, I think it was on IFC, called Cooking with Chris. Where it was just like a half hour. They just went and shopped for ingredients and just came back into the back room of a restaurant and made sandwiches. And then
this isn't the express lane.
and they didn't pick that up like idiots.
Yes, I was amazed. Yeah. Well, Walken's original concept for the show was to do it like the old Dean Martin show. We'd have dancing girls. And
drunk by 10 minutes into it.
And you just show up on the set and you don't know what's going to happen and you improvise the whole thing. He tried to sell that. He pitched it to Bravo and MTV.
How
and
could they not pick that up?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? That shows you how stupid they are.
Yeah.
Now, you know their fear? Oh, you mean people are just going to walk in and we're going to edit it down to half an hour? I mean, that's the worst that would have happened.
It's Christopher Walken.
Yeah. It would have been hysterical. He would have been fine. He would have danced. He'd have been silly. He'd have played a trombone.
That's exactly right.
Call us at 888-STERN-101. People always imitate him.
Just to coat the chicken. Really
that's him cooking?
Oh, wow.
He's coating the chicken.
Put it in this aluminum dish. Catch those juices because you can make
I'd watch this every day.
And here's the livers and the neck. I love this chicken neck. It's great. We'll stick that in the bottom. A little pepper on the top. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Pepper. And now, I got these pears. I'm going to cut the bottom off the pear so that it sits. Now,
sits. All right, good. Thank you. There you go. That's all we can hear of that.
The pear never did anything wrong to me. But I
Wait, so Robert, do you do his voice?
I don't. I have enough trouble doing my own voice. So I leave that to professional.
Now, in the book it says that Walken was a lion tamer at one time.
That's right. He was an assistant lion tamer with the Terrell Jacobs Circus
Down,
in the
boy.
early 60s.
Down.
See, what makes me mad is that I thought for sure we'd get somebody with the voice, and they would do the thing. So the whole thing, this Schnackenberg thing, is ruined.
I'm horrible at his voice.
I know. And I thought for sure we'd get someone, or you knew somebody or whatever. So for those of you listening, wondering why we have Robert still with us, there was supposed to be a guy who did a Christopher Walken voice that Madison knew, but that's the only voice he doesn't do. Mm-hmm. Let's join the Robert Schnackenberg interview already in progress.
You're listening to Jay on Schnackenberg.
That's right. At one time, Christopher Walken worshipped the moon also.
That's correct. Yeah, he said he was a self-confessed moon worshiper. He said he gave it up after a while, that the moon would not torment him anymore.
Right.
Apparently, the moon was a jealous god, and it was just too taxing for him to keep up that particular discipline. So
now he's so talented. I don't think he's a director. Has he ever written anything? Because he wrote a screenplay. He was trying to do the life story of John Holmes, the porno star. He was going to play John Holmes.
I'm going to play his penis.
Close. Okay, Sheila.
I'm getting there.
Too bad it in a book about Bobcat.
We would have had him in right at 7.
So he wanted to play Johnny Holmes, the guy with the big giant penis, right?
Right. He was obsessed with John Holmes for a long time. He called him the Elvis of porn, and compared him to Mozart. He thought it would make a great story and a great movie, and again, sadly, chopped it around and nobody bit. So apparently, it's just languishing in his drawer somewhere.
I wish I was, a big producer. I'd have produced whatever Walken wanted to.
Anything.
Why are people saying no to him?
I have no idea.
He's Christopher Walken.
It's nutty, that's why.
That's
like,
correct.
But it's
all the
Walken.
more reason to produce it.
People love him.
The Elvis of porn.
Andy Warhol says he saw Christopher Walken kissing Mickey Rourke. Were they like tongue kissing, or what was it?
It was a kiss on the mouth. Yeah, Andy reveals that in one of his
He wanted everybody to be gay, didn't he, that Andy Warhol?
But
I saw him kissing.
Gay guys always want everyone to be gay. Oh, yeah? I guess you're not gay, huh, Mr. J.
I
Thomas?
thought Warhol had women and stuff, though.
No.
Yes.
He was an albino gay guy.
Come on.
a break.
What woman's looking to hook up with that?
Please.
What about Edie Sedgwick?
Oh, please. That's a fag hag.
Edie Sedgwick was with Bob Dylan for a while.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
All that. Hey, I light my cigarette on a parking meter. I wish we had a Bob Dylan guy here. So now, did he kiss Mickey Rourke
He kissed Mickey Rourke on the lips at Studio 54, and Walken said, actors do that. We're affectionate with each other.
You mean saying hello to each other they kissed on the lips?
I think so.
Yeah, but in all fairness, it was Studio 54.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, you don't kiss a guy on the lips in public like that.
You go to the coat room to get your jacket, and you get fisted. So, you know, that was a club scene.
You know what? It's kind of funny. We haven't done a show with Shula yet where he hasn't said fisted.
I knew you were going to say it, too.
Did you? Because it's just, you know, it's nuts. Well, listen, thanks a lot. I could, I could sit with you all day and all night. The Christopher Walken thing, I just can't believe that he won't talk to you. It just seems. Is he mad at you that you're making money off of him? You think?
I don't know. It's been radio silence. So I hope he's out there. I hope he's listening. And I'd love to have dinner with him. He can invite me out to Connecticut and make me the chicken with pears.
Would you pick up the bill for dinner if you were to take?
I'd bring
him
a dish. Maybe a bottle of wine.
No, what if you were to go out to dinner?
Oh yeah, I think that's only sport.
You did a Shatner book, and Shatner didn't like you. What other books have you done? What other people don't like you?
There's a long list of people who don't like me, but I haven't written books about them. But
what else do you have?
I've written a book called Secret Lives of Great Authors, which is revealing all the embarrassing tidbits about great writers throughout history. I have a similar.
Who bought that? Librarians bought that.
Librarians, shut-ins. Yeah, it seems.
Did you think anybody was going to buy the Secret Lives of Great Authors? You must have put months and months or years into that book. And the title alone should have told you that.
Yeah, it scared people away. Yeah,
but I mean it. It's like I would, if it was in the bathroom at someone's house or something. I love to read, so I would read it, but I wouldn't go out and buy it. I'm not going to make a movie out of it.
No, I'm not retiring off of those royalties by any stretch of the imagination.
So you were doing it for the good of mankind.
I'm doing it just for the love of the game, Jay. It's just.
And what else? What else have you written?
I have another book coming out called Secret Lives of the Supreme Court. He's going to do the same thing to Supreme Court justices.
So did Clarence Thomas do all that stuff that they claim he did? Screw the women and put the pubic hair in the coat?
Well, he was a porn addict. That's pretty clear from his video rental records.
Yeah, but who isn't?
That's true.
You have his video rental records?
I don't have them personally, but they're out there. They did come out during his.
Do you remember what some of the titles were that he rented?
Something called Big Mama Jama. He was into movies with really
1 or 6
enormous women. That seems to be his particular interest.
Big Jama Mama.
Big Mama Jama.
Big Mama Jama's house or
something. Yeah. You would love to go to the Supreme Court and they go, all right, Mr. Thomas, would you make your case, please? Yes, Your Honors, thank you for having me here. I'd just like to say, Big Jama Mama. Anyway, I was saying that Miss Madison here, I believe that when she actually decided to sue her gynecologist, Big Jama Mama, I would just throw it in there the whole time. I couldn't stop it, And so that's a good book. What else what else have you done?
I have a book called Distory, which is a book of historical insults. You
have a historical insult book.
Yes.
Insult me from the 1800s, 1720.
Thou art a fuck.
Yeah. Insult me.
I'm blanking out on a good historical insult. It's an old book, but
I need this book sent immediately to the New York studios.
I'll get you a copy.
All right.
I can get you a copy of that.
And then you have one here that says science fiction baby names.
Sci-fi baby names, yes.
You wrote that one? What's a sci-fi baby name? These are names that people would have named their children?
Zardos. They
name their Zardos?
Kal-El, sure, that's in there.
Jor-El.
Okay, all right.
Morpheus, right. The whole gamut.
Let's go to George of Chicago. George, do you do Christopher Walken? George of Chicago on line 3. Yes, sir.
Oh, this is Christopher. Robert is an asshole. Hey, F you, Shuli. Why don't you go get fitted at Studio 54?
I'm on my way.
I don't find any of this funny. Not at all. Jerry of Dover. Yes, Jerry, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. I'm back on again. Hey, this guy sounds like Christopher Walken when he talks. Make him say, am I the crazy one?
You heard him. Do it.
Robert, say that.
Am I the crazy one?
See, now he's trying. But this guy's honest. He does, when he's talking normally, he does kind of go in and out of it.
Am I the crazy one?
He does.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. Yeah. Well, finally, we should have had the Christopher Walken voice here. It was supposed to be a fabulous thing, and this interview went much better for you than it did for me, Robert.
We got a new guy.
Have you ever been interviewed by someone who discussed the interview while it was going on? Isn't that an odd thing?
Yeah,
it is odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a rumor that Christopher Walken's wife, who it's not a rumor that she's the casting director for The Sopranos, but she once said to Edward Norton that you're not a good actor and give up the business. Is that true, or is that urban legend?
That's correct. That actually happened, yes.
What was he auditioning for? Do you even know?
I don't know what he was auditioning for. I don't think it was before The Sopranos. I mean, it's before he hit it. His career really took off, so it was probably some obscure indie movie she was casting.
Why would she go out of her way to say that? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
It's almost like what I'm saying to you during this interview. It's really untoward, I think the word is. And Biggie Smalls, his name was Christopher Walken in real life?
No, Christopher Wallace.
Oh, Christopher Wallace, right.
Yeah.
But he liked Christopher Walken?
He did, especially a movie called King of New York that Christopher Walken.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Frank White, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, did he ever meet Christopher Walken?
No, they were. He was staying in a hotel one time in L.A., and Christopher Walken called him up in his hotel room and said, "I'm going to come over to meet you," but they never actually hooked up.
Hello, may I speak to Biggie, please?
All right. Okay. Scott of New York, who do you think our guest, Robert Schnackenberg, sounds like to you? Who do you...
He actually sounds more like Paul Giamatti when he talks.
Wow.
You know what? We can't get Giamatti on here. Robert, would you come back and be him?
Could you write a book
Could I come in as John Adams in character?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you. Scott of New York, RobertSchnackenberg.com, Christopher Walken, A to Z, the man, the movies, the legend. Stay where you are. We have the woman that's going to play the porno version of Sarah Palin on the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101.
Howard 101.
It's the Jay Thomas Show.
Call 888-STERN-101.
The Jay Thomas Show.
On Howard 101.
Like a rock star.
Hi, Shirley and Madison are here. Garrett Andrews is at the controls. Kevin Kraft, the man that likes to put firecrackers in his lap and let cars hit him, is answering the phones at 888-STERN-101. I think it was on this show that the people called from the salmon boat in Alaska. What did they call one
the
more?
Husband and wife or whatever.
And she has the Alaskan Rockin' Galley cookbook.
Right.
And she cooks in the boat, right? And they're out at sea all the time. She sends me this letter and a DVD that says friends don't let friends eat farmed salmon. So they're against salmon on the farm or whatever that is. And so they're out there catching the salmon, and you hear their voices, and then the woman is like really attractive, and the guy is like a handsome guy. But so Madison, my question is, she met a guy who lives on a fishing boat out in the North Atlantic. That's the Atlantic, right? What is that up there? Alaska. What is that?
The Arctic.
The Pacific.
Arctic?
The Arctic, the Pacific, the North Pacific, or the Arctic, or whatever the hell it is.
But it's not the Atlantic.
I know. I corrected myself.
Okay. Continue.
I shall. Anyway, she's really attractive, and I looked at it and I thought, would you marry a guy and you won't really want to get married and all that, but he's on a salmon boat and you'd go out in a boat and you'd go through the storm and cook in the thing? And I know.
How does a guy lock that down? How does he close that deal?
14-inch penis.
And she's big salmon penis.
Well, maybe where is she from originally?
Right, probably there.
Oh, then
probably
I mean, that's
in that little town.
That's their life. Maybe they make really good money.
Well, I'll but I mean, I'm not putting him down and all that, but, you'd imagine somebody that couldn't get anybody would want to be on a salmon boat, Yeah. Like some snaggle. Remember in Perfect Storm, the woman captain, wasn't she, like, attractive?
Oh, well, yeah, that's the movie.
You ever see the woman in real life? She was like Tugboat Annie.
Yeah, the movie that's based on a true story that everyone died in. Like, I love that. Movies based on a true story that no one survived. How do we know this is the fucking story?
It's true.
Well, the one I like is they showed you how they shot it for so long that you knew they were in like a bathtub.
Yeah, exactly.
At a back lot, and I thought, and they would shake the boat, the fake boat, and the actors would vomit. You know that.
I just picture a bunch of key grips throwing buckets of water on Mark Wahlberg and Clooney. I'm like, well,
that movie was terrible. It really was horrible.
And then and then the storm, it all hit at once, and everybody was dead.
Everybody perished.
We sat there to watch him climb up a fake 100-foot wave.
Awful.
And one of the guys had just fallen in love with the fat girl from town. Remember that?
Yeah,
poor fat girl
at the bar.
She finally gets somebody
the fat
who
girl who played her?
I don't know. They don't know the actresses' names that play the fat girls.
And who?
Fatty McButterpants.
Who fell in love with her? Fatty McButterpants.
Who's our next guest? We got Schnackenberg and we have Fatty McButterpants.
Oh my God, I love that.
We had Cheech on, and we were making fun of him being the voice of the of the Chihuahua in Beverly Hills, Chihuahua. Well, the movie's made like $65 million.
Wait, who was it?
Cheech is the voice of the Beverly Hills Chihuahua. It's made $65 million. The Leonardo DiCaprio and Russell Crowe movie Body of Lies has made like $20 million. It's a failure, complete failure.
Well, have you seen Conan at all this week? Because he's so disturbed that Beverly Hills Chihuahua is #1, so he'll be like, I can't believe it, Max. And then they cut to Max, but it's not Max, it's a Chihuahua sitting on the
Max
drum
Weinberg.
kit.
Yeah.
And then they go back to Conan, and he's a Chihuahua. And then Conan's like, isn't that right, guest Russell Crowe? And they'll go to the dressing room, and it's a Chihuahua as Russell Crowe.
Everything's been changed to Chihuahuas.
Bit. Everything is a Chihuahua. It's fantastic.
Meanwhile, Cheech is laughing last.
Hey, Gary, guess you had to see it.
I love
Guess I had to be there.
Shut up.
I guess we both had to have a video of that.
Be quiet. You just don't like Conan.
I don't. But I think it's great that they put DiCaprio and Russell Crowe in a movie and they're going to make $100 million. Yeah. And these two failures, they're failures as far as I'm concerned.
No.
You know something?
Stop.
I hate that listen, these movies are all the same. And it's the Iraq thing and it's a spy and they put a beard on one of them.
One guy against an army.
And Russell Crowe gains 40 pounds. I keep thinking, he must like to gain weight. Yeah. He's gained weight like in 4 or 5 movies, and it's like, well, he must like that. You know, I would always pick movies where, if I was a star, I'd go, hey, do you have one where I have to be kind of fat?
Yeah, it doesn't impress me.
Then you gotta lose it.
It doesn't impress me that actors gain weight for roles. Like Russell Crowe, you want to impress me? Try not acting like a dick for your next role. How about that? Try being nice to people when you're shooting your next movie.
He's such a good actor, though.
They make fun of this in Tropic Thunder that the Ben Stiller character played a mentally challenged guy in a movie, and they make fun of when somebody wants an Academy Award that they will play like a retarded person or something. Right?
Slam dunk.
There's a movie out there that you can rent that I'm in called Last Chance, it's called, right? And Bryan Cranston, who was the dad on Malcolm in the Middle, you know Bryan,
Yeah, he just won the Emmy for Breaking Bad.
Right. He wrote it and directed it, and he was in it. And I play this, this retarded guy at this truck stop. And Brian,
you play the retarded guy?
Yeah. So
hold on. What was the name of that movie again?
It's called Last Chance.
Everybody get it this weekend.
I have to watch it.
You can rent it. So watch.
I'll get stoned and watch it.
I'm sitting in California, and Brian calls me up, and we had done a pilot together. Something. He says, Jay, I want you to be in this movie, and he sends me the thing, and it's of the guy that lives at the trailer park or whatever it is at the thing, and I help out the wife there. Brian plays a terrible guy, and so I help out there, but I gotta play mentally challenged, right? Well, I don't know how I'm gonna play it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, right? And while I'm sitting in my car at a stoplight, one of these guys walks by that's always at the YMCA with the baseball cap on, and the way he was walking and everything else, I said, that's the guy, that's what I'm going to do, right? So I went and I did it, and while you're shooting it, they're telling you how great you are, and people are calling you and everything else. And it's true. When you play mentally challenged or retarded or whatever it is, for some reason, people think that that's difficult. And every time somebody does that, they get nominated for an Academy Award. Now, that movie wasn't great. No one saw it. But, oh, my God, people would call up I saw this thing. You were, what's the matter, really? What about that? Like that. And they would go, oh, man, it was unbelievable. How did you do it? I said, well, I don't
recall anyone playing a retarded person getting nominated for anything in the...
Sean Penn.
I Am Sam.
Okay, that was years ago, and did that movie even do well?
It's not about
doesn't
doing
make any difference. Every time somebody plays a retarded guy,
Rain Man. It's an easy 2 points. It's a layup. It's you do.
Okay, but then like Juliette Lewis.
Charlie, Charley.
Backwards Y.
Yeah,
remember
with
the backwards Y?
Cliff Robertson.
Right.
He won the Emmy for playing Charlie.
You mean the Oscar?
Oscar.
Well, didn't Mickey Rooney win for Bill? Remember that movie, Bill?
That's exactly right.
Thank you.
Bill, get my mail. Okay, get your mail. Get your mail.
I'm not laughing at that. That's
and they're
terrible.
always doing one with the man and the woman, and they're going to get together. And, you know, it's weird. It's like...
you want to have a baby?
Stop.
No, but you know what it's like? It's like giving somebody an Oscar for baby talk. Like, you know, you're with Sean Penn's with his kids going, and you're my sweet baby. I love him so much. Sean Penn is unbelievable as the new dad.
You want to impress me?
Oh, I love you so much. Does he? Did he make a poo-poo in his diaper? You've never seen Sean Penn as the new dad. It's the truth.
You want to impress me? Take a mentally challenged guy and put him in a serious movie. How about that? Let's do Shakespeare with a retarded. Yeah, anything. Just
to be or not to be.
Stop it. That's not
what
funny.
The hell's going on with the film industry that put a retarded guy in a movie?
That is the question.
You know what? That is it. You know something?
That's genius, right?
Stop it.
Every now and again, you say something that's genius.
That's groundbreaking.
If it were reversed, that guy would not get the same gratitude,
not at all,
and accolades, and people should go, you mean the guy that's mentally challenged starred in the new Star Wars?
Right.
And you go, yeah. You go, it's good to clean up, you know, whatever he has to say, right?
May the force be with you.
Yeah, but he stars in the thing, and he really does it. They would kill that movie, right?
Out.
Oh, my lightsaber!
Hold it 1 second. Why are you walking out? That's the truth.
I don't like this. I don't like when people do that. I don't like that.
We're not making fun of anybody.
Yes, you are.
We're not.
Just stop
Luke,
it.
I am your father.
Stop it. It's not funny.
Hold it a second.
It's not funny. It's a cheap laugh. Stop
Hold it 1 second.
No.
This is how this discussion started.
This is how I feel.
Ultimate cheapskate.
In Tropic Thunder, okay?
I know.
They make mention of this, and I have been saying it for years, and I happen to play a mentally challenged guy.
Okay, that's fine, but you don't... Shuli doesn't have to sit here and go...
That's my job. Sorry. I'm in a ha-ha chair, and there's people out there who are ha-haing it when I do that
It's the trick
voice.
seat.
By the way,
seat.
It's the what seat?
Garrett!
It's the trig seat.
Garrett.
By the way, we've been trying to wake Lisa Ann up. She's this porno actress who is going to play Sarah Palin and Who's Nailin' Palin.
You have to make
we can't
sure
wake her
that
up.
Sarah Palin is spelled differently.
It is.
Sarah
we can't wake her
Palin
up.
with a Y.
So she was going to be in Hustler's new X-rated video. We'll try and reschedule her. You trying to wake her? You've been calling the house there? Is she?
Yeah, we've been calling. No
answer. Yeah. Well, you know, it's like 6:30 in the morning.
Maybe she thought it was 9:30 her time.
Whatever. Eddie of Ohio, it's the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101. Yes, Eddie.
Double penetrated right now. We don't know.
Yeah, she's three guys on her. Good morning.
Yeah, I was just calling in to, you're talking about people, playing roles of, less than stellar characters. Ernest Borgnine won for Marty.
That's right.
Well, Marty wasn't mentally challenged. He was just a mama's boy.
Well, to me, that's a little bit mentally challenged.
Really? You live with your mother till you're 40? There's something wrong.
I agree with this guy.
There's something wrong there. They might not spell it out, but it's wrong. But Tom Hanks won from Forrest Gump.
Yes.
That's right.
And I think Nicholson got one for
Cuckoo's Nest.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, but that's a scary movie. That's a scary movie.
So I'm surprised you didn't win one in Last Chance. I mean, that's...
Oh, no, I won the, you know what I won? I won the Palm Springs Film Festival.
World-renowned Palm Springs.
Oh, look, man. And the Breckenridge Film Festival, I would go to these various...
He's won the Schnackenberg Award twice.
Exactly. That's
Jay
what I have.
gets to go to gifting suites with Danny
Great
Bonaducci.
job. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, you know, Madison, it's the truth. When you play slow, you play slow, you're going to win. You're going to win an award. There's
Accolades.
just no, you know. John of Las Vegas.
Was you all along, Fredo. You broke my heart.
There you go. Hold on a minute.
Movie would never be a classic if that was the case.
No, hold on. We got to give the guy a name too. You know, the greatest mentally challenged actor in the world, Ricardo Andritz. Hold it a second. Ricardo Andritz in The Godfather.
The drool father.
Today, all family business gets settled. Once and for all.
You sound like Bobcat Goldthwait.
Do I? No, he doesn't. No, you don't. You sound like... No, you sound like... who am I? He used to do the superhero on In Living Color, you know?
Oh, David Wayne.
Yeah, you don't even know you're stealing from anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, John of Las Vegas. Yes, sir, the Jay Thomas Show.
Up and away.
And he'd fall out the window.
That's right, yeah. He didn't win any awards for that. Yes, John, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Jay, I just wanted to know how many actors or actresses you know aren't really acting. That's the way they are in real life. I get the feeling.
You know who I think is really dumb in real life? Everyone loves this show, Mad Men. That woman, January Jones.
Horrible actress.
No, she's as dumb as a stick in real life, and she's just talking, and she's as dumb as a stick.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not acting.
Where did you see her?
Hey, hello.
I don't think Sharon Stone's acting. I think that's the way she really is in real life.
You know what? Mickey Rourke isn't acting. He's not acting.
Yeah.
And that guy, David Caruso we're talking about, he's so weird in real life.
He's a just tool 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
That's
he's
no
like
act.
Weird and, weird. I don't know. There's, a lot of people on television act the way they, talk. And then when you say to them, they're like their character, big insult. Big insult.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jay.
Big insult.
Ricardo Andritz.
You know what? I couldn't even do the voice or anything. You have to go rent the movie. Maybe we can get a cut of it. But and then in the movie, I have a heart attack or something, and I fall face first. I fall face first into my dessert.
And when we've never discussed this before.
I don't know. It's called Last Chance. That's right. I'm trying to think about it now. And in the opening scene...
Are you fully retarded or just like...
Yeah, no, I'm gone. And a chicken truck pulls up. A truck full of chickens, and I come running through the dust of the thing going, a chicken truck. Like that. Okay. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Thomas Show.
Call 888-STERN-1001.
We're back with more of The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas Show.
On Howard 101.
Very early out here in California, where I'm in my Sirius Satellite Seaside Studios back in New York. Garrett Andritz is running things. We also have Madison and Shuley helping out. We thought we were not going to get Lisa Ann from Who's Nailin' Palin, which is this new a movie out about Sarah Palin, Larry Flint's new porn flick, Who's Nailin' Palin. But we did. We almost have her on the phone. We're about to get her. I'm fearful of taking phone calls when Lisa Ann comes on. Yes, sir. Chuck, what would you ask her if you could talk to Lisa Ann, the porn star, in a few minutes?
Yes, good morning, Jay. I have two quick questions, and just wanted to ask her real quick if that was possible.
Sure, go ahead.
One question, Lisa, which load tastes better, black guys or white guys? And the second question is, what's the largest piece of furniture you've shoved into your asshole? I will hang up and listen to your answer. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We're not going to take calls. I've just decided we're not going to take calls. That's it. That's the last. That's it. Even though he was very polite and a huge fan, we're not going to do it. Lisa Ann, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? You know, if he's asking questions like that, he's only asking from his own experience because he wants to know if his answers are correct.
Exactly. There you go. Lisa, you got it. Thank you.
Good for you.
So
Lisa, first of all, I'm up early in the...
You can swear on this channel, correct?
Oh, yeah, you can swear.
You can do anything.
I think that guy is a frequent user of a little bit of cock in his mouth.
Wow.
All right.
Coming out on fire.
Well, Lisa Ann, I didn't mean to get you all upset first couple of...
I'll tell you what, the phone was ringing and I was going to answer it, but your phone's coming in on this hotline number, which is only 4 digits, which I've never seen in my phone before, and all my friends will be paranoid that Secret Service are going to put a hit on me. So I see 4 numbers.
Now, wait a minute. You are really frightened that because you're doing...
I'm not, but my friends are.
Your friends are frightened that because you're doing a porno version of Sarah Palin that you're going to have a hit on you. Have you noticed any clicking on your phone or people following you or anything?
I did have a guy sitting outside of my house 2 nights ago, and I went and got a police escort to drive home. It made me really feel like Sarah Palin because I bet she gets a police escort.
Now, what's the plot of the film?
Well, it's very loosely based around her ridiculousness. Mm-hmm. We had 2 Russians that came in. I did a 3-way scene with 2 Russians. And the reason we did that is because, of course, you know, Sarah Palin can see Russian from her house in Alaska.
That's right. So there's a Russian guy. There's a Russian guy doing
it's the 2 Russian 3-way.
Two.
It's 2 Russian guys.
2 guys, 1 girl.
I got you.
All right. So that we did, you know, just for her because that would be the neighborly thing that hopefully she would do as well since, again, she can see Russia from her place in Alaska. Next, we did a nice 3-way girl scene with Hillary Clinton and Condoleezza Rice.
You got Hillary Condoleezza. Now, do you have to misspell everybody's name? Because I noticed Sarah is spelled S-E-R-R-A, and then the Palin is missed. How do you spell Condoleezza's name? Do you know?
We call her Condi.
But that's what people...
We called her Condi.
I see. I got you.
For Condoleezza.
I got you. So no one will know who they're talking about. And what about Hillary? What do you call Hillary Clinton?
We call Hillary Hilly.
There you go. I think you've hidden their identities good enough. I don't think anybody will have any trouble. So, do you think now? You know, a lot of pornos come out and stuff. Do you think because Sarah Palin is doing gangbusters on normal television or whatever you want to call it, commercial television, you think this is going to be a hot seller?
Well, they released one of the scenes on Hustler.com on the 15th. Mm-hmm. And it was already huge. I do think it's going to be a hot seller. I think people will buy it. Your regular porn buyer is going to buy it. You're a person who wants to buy a great, funny gag gift. And I also think it's going to be kind of like the Paris Hilton tape was when it came out. You know, everybody wants to buy it just to say they have it. I mean, I have the Paris Hilton.
I have a question for her, Jay.
Sure, go ahead.
Is there a glasses money shot?
Oh, good question.
There's a glasses money shot, baby doll.
Nice.
Yes, there is. With the boy, girl, the 2 guys, both right on the glasses.
Wow, that's incredible.
Bravo. This thing is calling.
They sent us a scene from the movie, the first scene. Would you happen to have the scene with you? You don't have it with you, do you?
What do you mean?
Well, we have the first scene written out in script form.
Oh, I don't have my script right here with me, but I have my script. Do you want me to email it to you guys?
Yeah, no, you know what? We have the first scene. Would you mind reading it with one of our actors from the studio?
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, can we get Ira the weatherman in here to play Joe the is it the scene where the tanning bed repairman comes in?
All right, Joe.
Hold on a minute, Ira. 1 second. I haven't said action. We have Lisa Ann here. Go to myspace.com/who's Nailin' Palin. She is starring as Sarah Palin in Larry Flint's new porn flick. Do you have we have to hurry up there. Do you have your script there, Lisa?
No, I don't.
All right, how about if we... All right, you're brushing your teeth.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Why don't we have Ira, you play the tanning bed repairman, and we'll see if Lisa can remember a couple of lines. Are you ready, Ira?
All right, I'm all ready.
All right, it's Sarah Palin. It's Wasilla, Alaska evening, and she's sitting
Ira, I have a couple questions for Ira. Ira, are you tested?
Yes.
Okay, you've passed your test?
No, I did not.
We
just want to read the scene.
Do you have any STDs I should know about?
He's not going to.
I am a weatherman.
He's the weather. He doesn't have any STDs.
I don't think you'll catch STDs reading a script with the guy.
Why are you asking him that question? He's going to be Joe the tanning bed repairman on the radio.
I just thought I'd ask. We're always supposed to ask.
Yeah, but we have like 30 seconds now.
All right, I'm going to have to cut in this. I want you just to say, Ira, I have a big hammer. Go ahead, Ira.
I have a big hammer.
Oh, God.
And what do you say to that?
What do you respond,
Lisa? As
Thank
Sarah
God.
Thank God.
No, you say, oh, I bet you do. I love a big hammer, but I love screwdrivers, too, and wrenches. In fact, I love and I respect all of America's tools, big and small. Do you remember that line from the movie?
That actually wasn't my dialogue, but I no.
Oh, all right. Lisa Ann?
Just so you know, we did send out a bunk script so that everyone would think they had the script, and they didn't because we didn't.
Oh, I see. Well, you fooled us.
We've been
all right. Lisa Ann, the star of Who's Nailin' Palin? Larry Prince. Ira, we tried to get you on, and apparently you didn't test well.
A little scene with you. Thank you so much.
All right, sweetie. Thank you so much.
There you are. Near the Seven Seas.
With two big, giant, cum stains on her glasses.
Yes.
It's been the Jay Thomas Show. Nothing but super talent. Madison and Shuley. I'll be in New York next week. See you. Man, that was... She took it very seriously.
Class is money shot.
Hey, that Chuck guy, he really got a mouthful, didn't he?
Ooh, pissed her off.
Yeah.
Come on, glasses.
Howard 101.